of a live attempt. Hey, gang. I wanted to finish talking about the Shannon Sharp thing, which just seems to be a really hot button issue, and give people who might not have been given the grace to speak their truth or just speak their minds in totality the place to do it. Hey, Lexi Lane. But somebody literally called me just for a ride. So I'm going to try to take this show on the road, but I might have to end it and come back. It's only going to take me. Hold on. Do you have. I have. This is an Android. What kind of charging situation do you have? No charger at all? Not in the car. Can I plug my Android charger in somewhere? Oh. I'm sorry, this is so ratchet. Hey y'all, I watched the end of that live. I got off of the Gabor's live because at a certain point, nobody was listening to each other, and I felt like I said, it's interesting how it seems like the men are telling the women about the situation at hand, and not only that, you're not even listening to us. And it seems like the primary motivation behind what you guys are saying is to get money. And that is not what a victim makes. So, Ali, I saw what Trent said to you. I thought that was completely disgusting and out of pocket. And I really want to give you the space and the forum and the uninterrupted um, platform to say what you were saying because I wholeheartedly agree with you. Um, and I think that was disgusting what Trump said to you. Let me see. It went from yeah, like I and listen, I got off early after I said I find it interesting that the men in here are telling the women, we're telling you, like, we just might have a little bit of insight into these kinds of things, and maybe hear us out. But that's not what was happening. It was like they were, I feel like we were getting gaslit and talked over, and y'all got your capes on and all that. Well, wait. Let's just talk about the facts. I didn't hear one fact. Nobody talked about the actual facts, and you're convicting this man before the actual evidence. For me, fuck Shannon Sharp. However, Tony Busby is at the helm of this, and the stuff what's going on, it's not right. It's not congruent with what happens when you are victimized. Hey, Ali,
Hey, how are you?
I'm sorry that Trent said that to you. Like that
Girl,
was,
I don't pay that man no mind. I don't know him
but
from a
it was
can of
still
paint.
disgusting. Like who says that? Like
Uh, no,
that
because he's
was
one of those,
disgusting
I
to
don't know.
me.
He's always come across as one of those people that try to get a rise out of people. But I'm like, I don't know you. So I'm not going to get mad at you. You don't know me. You don't know where I've been through. I've lived an amazing life, contrary to that happening to me when I was like 18 years old in college. Apart from that, I've went through the therapy, did what I need to do, and I've lived an amazing life. But it's
Right.
just so triggering to hear that a person, because normally these cases, they say this happened to me 5 years ago, 3 years ago, but this happened in January. And the fact that people
Exactly.
are ignoring that part and they're saying, oh, well, it's about the money. She's not a normal 19-year-old. And I'm like, it's like, is she a nine? Are we
O-
treating her like a
On
19 year
one
old
hand, you're
or
saying,
is
"Oh,
she a
guys,
special
she's
19
only
year old?
19. She doesn't know what to do." But then she has the foresight to call Tony Busby of all people.
Exactly.
Like, come
Exactly.
on, come
Like, come
on.
on. We all know what this is. And it's like, we can't just. I don't like, I've never cared for Shannon Sharp. He always gives performative, especially when he started with the black and mild and the do rag. It's like, oh, this is how you communicate with the black people. When you were playing in Denver, you weren't doing that for the white audience, but all of a sudden, because your audience is predominantly black, you wearing do rags and smoking black and milds. Like, come on, dude. So
Yeah, he's a
it's not like I'm
weirdo.
caping for this guy, but it's like
No,
we got to
not
be
at all.
honest. We got to be honest with the situation, and that's not what's going on here. This girl called a hotline instead of calling the police, which was probably right down the street from her and more
Probably the
accessible to
same one that's
do.
on
She got a hold
Instagram.
of Busby. Like, yeah,
Tony
I,
Busby of all people. Initially, my initial reaction to this was like, "Oh, Busby's involved? Absolutely not.
same.
This case has no credence, no validity whatsoever. Tony Busby's in it. I know it's some fuckery in this case. Let me see the
Yeah,
keys.
and I don't even think
They're right
he can
there.
practice in Nevada. Like
They're
how
right there.
he what he
I
did in New
couldn't.
York with Jay-Z, he couldn't even practice law there. He's from Texas. He's just trying to like shake these guys down for a bag.
Right. That's basically what to me. That's what it boils down to.
Hmm. But yeah,
Hold
we
on.
were getting gaslit, like how they're all saying that they were in a relationship. No, we all know what a relationship is. Fucking someone doesn't constitute a relationship.
That was
And
a
if you
situationship at best, if you want to call it
exactly.
that.
I'm like, he never took her out. He probably never took her to an Applebee's or nothing. He brought her to, because they said that he got her an apartment in Nevada. Yeah, for convenience. He's rich. But
Right.
I bet you they never went to a cheesecake factory while she was out there. He didn't want to be seen in public with this girl.
Yeah, I was about to say I didn't see him in public with her, but
Hmm.
that's neither here nor there. If we can just go through the text messages, what I was trying to say, but was not permitted to say because of people commenting in, or like I said, being gaslit, was if we look at the text messages and those texts, just because he released those text messages, and you may feel like he did do himself any service. To me, it painted a picture of what their relationship was. One minute she's begging for baby batter, she's begging to be hardcore BSM, she's begging for these things. So, like I said, like I felt like they're trying to trap me up with what I was saying. So you do believe that he R'd her? No, I'm not saying that. If we're going off of like technicalities, um, the condom thing, then okay, sure. Okay, then Shannon, you gotta pay. You effed that up. That's on you. That's what the fuck you get. But
Hmm.
as far as this man, like when the initial story broke, I was sitting in the Detroit airport, and it said she was being abused over the course of their relationship, and that's what gives me pause because the first time it happened, it should have been over with. Hey, Lauren here.
Especially if he's not showing
Hey,
you
Lauren.
off or doing
Hey
anything with
Richie, hey
you.
Ellie.
Hey.
Now, if I'm going to go on mute because I'm be driving, but I can
Hmm.
hear you guys. I'll go on and off.
Yeah.
As I didn't want to
But
keep you guys waiting because it's already 11 o'clock. But go ahead.
but he never took this girl anywhere. Like it just seems like you mentioned a situationship and it was based on sex and nothing more. And for us to
And
pretend like
money.
they were in a real relationship, we know what real relationships are at our big ages. And we're not gonna, and even if we choose to be in a relationship that she was in, we know it's not a relationship. You don't
She
know his
she was
friends, you don't know
charging
anything about this guy.
25,000 a cheek. Like
Yeah,
that. That's it was a relationship based off of sex and money.
exactly.
Hey, Lauren, what's on your mind?
Hey.
Hey,
So I don't disagree with the critique of her not going to the police first. Like I completely understand that. But the reason why I didn't necessarily like take issue with her going to Tony Busby is because I think like in thinking that why aren't you going to the police? I think that we're applying our normal logic to someone who, by their own life, is not normal or living a very logical life. If you are, to me at least, if you're 19, doing OnlyFans, engaging with a 50-year-old man and like engaging in the type of sexual relationship that they were in, I think
Mhm.
that your judgment is very much so off. And I don't say that to infantilize her. I'm more so speaking to her life circumstances. And to me, it's clear that she's living a life of how do you I'm trying to figure out how to say it in English. Um like a life of survival. I don't know if that
Hmm.
even makes sense.
Can you?
So
Where are you from? Can you say it in pigeon?
listen, I'm like I'm hearing my parents say it, so that's why it's like making sense in pigeon in my mind. But I'm like, how do I say this in American English? But yeah, so like she's like living a life of like survival, if you will. So to me, it's not
Now, when you say
shocking.
survival, what do you mean survival? Like survival of
So
what?
like when I think of me as like a 19-year-old person, I was a 19-year-old sophomore in college. When I am looking to, if I was looking to like get money or something, I would either ask my parents, ask my brothers, or go get a job. And that is because of my warm upbringing, if you will. Like, you can tell that I came from a home that
Yes,
was
I can tell.
intact. Right. As opposed to someone who thinks, okay, I'm 19, I need money. Let me go start an OnlyFans or let me engage in a lewd sexual acts with a super old man for money. And I feel like someone who would choose the latter is someone who grew up on survival as opposed to someone who was nurtured throughout their life. I don't know if that is like making
Okay,
sense.
I can understand
Yeah.
that.
Do you think her parents know that she was doing OnlyFans?
Does
I
she
would be
have
shocked.
parents?
Exactly. Exactly. So like for me, because in my mind, someone who is 19 and someone who is 19 doing OnlyFans and like regularly having sex with someone who's old enough to be their father, that to
Grandpa.
me is someone basically, that to me is someone who is living life on survival. So I wasn't shocked that she was like, I wasn't shocked by her taking the money route. Like, I don't disagree that she should have gone to the police and that there is still time for her to go to the police. But in my mind, how I'm understanding her as a person, I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't she go to Tony Busby? And I think like the fact that she even went to an attorney like Tony Busby speaks to the lack of knowledge and the lack of like foresight. She just chose whatever lawyer that like she's heard on the news as opposed to going to someone who is more credible. So that is why I personally was not someone who was like very who had much critique of her going to an attorney as opposed to going to the police to file charges.
But the fact that her attorneys didn't tell her, it would give more credence to the case if you go to file a criminal complaint.
Hmm.
Because that would make more sense. If I was her lawyer, I'm like, we got to go to the police and file this complaint
That
and then do the
that would give
civil.
her case more credibility.
Yeah.
Honestly,
She'll get the money quicker if it's more if this actually if this really happened to her. The
Hmm.
lawyers will tell her this happened. He raped you in January. Let's go to the police so we
But
could
that
build
would
this
be if she
case.
went to a credible attorney. She went to a Tony Busby.
Because that's what makes me take pause because he's not doing it like. I think if she went to, let's say, Gloria Allred's
Mm,
basically going to go to the police, have a press conference there, and then have
right.
another press conference on the steps. She's like, yeah, we
Right.
got to build this case. But it just seems weird that they just bypassed all of that and just said, let's just get this money.
Like to me, like I said, when the first story broke, it said that she had been being abused. We could go back to the first article TMZ wrote. It said that she had been abused. The same one because it said something. The headline was like several. It it led me to believe like there were several women, but no, this was a woman who was abused several times over a period of time. So to me, and then Tony Busby's name, I'm like bullshit because
Right.
if you abuse me, if you are me the first time, I'm not coming back for more. And even the audio that, and let's get into this audio that they wouldn't let you really talk about, Ali. It's not flowing like a regular conversation, like a tennis match back and forth. You can tell that video was heavily audited. Even Shannon Sharp said that you're going to release a 30-minute or a 3-minute tape, show the whole 10-minute tape. So already right there tells you that they're already playing with just showing the most salacious parts of the audio when he said, well, you, whatever she said, well, I know you ain't saying that considering what you did to me yesterday. So they're doing stuff to each other.
Mm.
Now, I, I, I don't believe her. I don't. I just don't.
Yeah, the whole story just doesn't sound normal. Like I know people they were trying to equate it to the Cassie situation. I'm like, that's night and day. We've heard rumors and seen Puffy threaten people for decades. So it's not far fetched to believe that he would
And
beat
we
up
saw
on a
her
woman.
get beat up, Cassie.
Right.
I think us seeing that with her, that's what made, because at first everybody, at least the men in the podcast I listened to, they were, but when they saw that visual, and especially he made that video saying he would never do anything like that and blah, 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 whatever he said,
Hmm.
then that video came out, and then the men who usually, they all protect each other were like, oh no, fuck that nigga, like fuck Puffy. Like it was no more protection for Puffy.
Yeah. But even before the video came out, I'm like, yeah, he did that shit.
Yeah, he did whatever they said
I
he
didn't need
did.
to watch the video. I'm like, yeah, he definitely did that.
Mm-mm. I'm
But
surprised
even
that
with that,
Shannon.
go ahead, go ahead.
I'm surprised that Shannon, like listening to the audio, I'm like, this man really didn't realize that she was lining him up. Like it was, like you said, like the conversation was very unnatural, and I feel like it went in and out of like regular conversation to role play to into regular conversation. It was just like I was shocked that Shannon was really on that phone, like engaging in that conversation. Like I don't. Maybe that's just how they normally
And then,
interact with
and
each other.
no, it's chopped and screwed. When I get back in the house, I'm going to play it. But even when they were talking about text, when he said, "I'll call you back later," that's like, whoa, we're not texting anymore. I need to protect myself. But you're taking this as that's like almost an admission of
Mhm.
guilt that he didn't say, deny, confirm, or deny anything. That's when you shut the f up. When she's saying no means no, Shannon. Like that's specific coded language. Like
Didn't it
that
sound like
when
at
she
one
said
point in
that.
that? Oh, I'm sorry.
Hmm,
No, I was
good.
saying, didn't it sound at one point like he was driving? And then 30 seconds later, it sounded like he was in the house. And then it goes back to him driving again. And I'm like, wait, like this doesn't sound right. It was loud
Exactly.
and it was quiet. I'm like, okay.
Exactly. Exactly. It was spliced together, and the text messages of her saying, "I didn't want you to do this, and you did this anyway. I don't know how to process." And him saying, "I'll call you. Can I call you later?" That's not an admission of guilt to me. That's let me stop talking and texting. I'm finally seeing some bullshit right here. Like I just left this girl. I just gave her normal rate or whatever. I thought it was cool. You know what I mean? Like let me call my lawyer right now. Like let me stop talking. That wasn't an admission of guilt to me. And all I'm saying is we can't convict it whether they're saying we're putting our personal feelings in it. And and at a certain point in the conversation I said, I think is I think it's really interesting that the men here are not listening to the actual women. If normally all of the women are on the same page, we're going to protect each other. But if we're saying you guys are saying we don't like her because she's an OnlyFans model, no, that's the least that is the least of our concern. It's this doesn't sound right. It doesn't seem right. It's not right. We're saying that. We're telling you guys that, and y'all not listening to us. I was about
Yeah.
to make a point. Damn, I forget what I was saying right before that.
No, I think
That
it's a combination of Busby. The audio didn't sound like normal. It didn't sound like a normal conversation
Oh,
at
oh,
all.
I'm sorry. They're saying we need to take our feelings, our personal experiences out of it. No, you need to take your personal feelings, your hatred of Shannon Sharp. Like just like I said in the beginning, F him. He doesn't like black women. He wants to date his wage, meaning he can pay for whatever kind of pussy he wants, and that's she ain't no head turner to me. But anyway, um, all of the things that Shannon has said, all of the clips that are starting to come out now, is obviously to me a hit piece. I'm not caping for this man at all, but I am going to cape for black men against Tony Busby. But take out your personal feelings towards Shannon Sharp and look at the evidence. Look at the text messages. Look at the dates and the times of the things that are happening. I think the opposite. Y'all accusing us of having our feelings in it, and y'all are having y'all personal feelings towards him tied up into this.
Yeah. If he did what he said he did, lock his ass up. Let her go to the police and charge him.
Yeah, yeah. Hold
I
on,
just
let me
So
still
see.
can't believe he put himself in this position. Like that is just insane.
He thought he was above. I think that I feel like he thinks that he has reached a certain level of his stardom. And when I am looking at these things that these videos people are releasing of him and the text messages that are getting leaked, like he thought he was bigger than who he was, or he had his nigga wake up call, as they say.
mhm.
That's true.
But I see why Tracy Ellis Ross doesn't date men her age, because technically Shannon
Okay.
is her age group.
Ooh,
And I'm like, this
ooh,
is the
Okay.
toxic masculinity she was talking
Like
hey
about.
that
Candy.
timing was crazy.
Because I think how old is he? He's probably like 2 years older than her. And she's like, yeah, I don't date guys my age. Case in point, Shannon Sharp. Like, who wants to date that?
So Shelb says she didn't understand about the thing about Shaq that's been going around.
What
So
did Shaq do?
apparently Shaq has been trying to get dirt on Shannon. I don't know why, but he could be behind this whole thing. There could be a couple people behind this whole thing. Because, like I said, it's a hit piece. Now we have all of these excerpts coming out. Just all of these bad stories are coming out. Granted, they're true, but I don't know if they count as a hit piece. But he could be a horrible person and still not have art this girl.
Mhm.
I know Skip Bayless probably sitting back because when he
Right.
got in trouble, Shannon was like, oh, look how terrible he is. And then this happens, what, 6 months later? They both weren't
Wow.
shit over there on Fox Sports.
It seems like he's a real piece of work, Shannon Sharp. I don't pay his ass no mind. And
Yeah.
it seems like he may have rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, just like Wendy Williams did.
He'll
Yeah,
probably
like
just fall
Shannon's
onto
always been
YouTube.
very like condescending. Like even on his podcast with Ocho Cinco, like he's always sunning him and like telling him that he's not being professional or not handling business. And like
Oh,
you're,
really?
yeah, and he's like living like this behind closed doors. Like that's crazy. That's why
And
I'm
to
so shocked.
me,
I'm like, what?
To me, that's why he's willing to pay the 10 million. Not because he necessarily art her, because he knows he's been in this BDSM relationship with her or S&M or whatever it's called. And if it comes out, he's gonna look a certain kind of way. Like he said himself, big black man chokes little white girl. He he's playing with race. So of
Mm-hmm.
course, yeah, I'll give her 10 million. If that's I I'll get to make it go away if I'm about to sign this big contract.
I don't under
We're asking poor people what they think about rich people problems.
I don't understand how these men are okay saying like race play. Like how is that attractive to you?
Right.
Like it's just weird. Like, oh,
So
I'm
I
gonna
was
put this big
listening.
black baby in you. Like,
I would have got
ugh.
away from her when she said that to me. Like to me,
Right.
that screams setup. You're going to get used to it because you're going to be stuck with us for life. Her and her big black baby. That was setup talk to me. Like, come on.
Like who
Mm.
talks like that?
That was like I want child support for 18 years.
Right.
Like, come on. Are y'all kidding me? Now all of a sudden oh man, and I hate to be this way against women. I am like the number one supporter of believe women. Like, you know, I haven't been SA'd, but I've been abused.
Mm.
And I so like I leave with I don't know exactly what your situation was, but to me, you have an inside premonition about or discernment about these types of things. Or you know what I'm saying? Even like with me, like when people cry abuse, like okay, I can see certain things or when certain people are playing, like you said, it's a slap in the face if this person is claiming that she was ard and didn't go to the police.
Yeah, I would think it would be
Mm.
instinctive, especially someone so young, because they don't know about calling lawyers and this and that. The first thing is like, let me call the cops. That would be a normal 19-year-old's instinct, not to call Tony Busby.
Tony Busby of all people. That tells me she knows exactly what she's doing because on the JBP Joe Budden podcast, they say, just imagine how many people Busby got to settle. You can tell to me, I can tell that he has gotten away with this because he went for Jay-Z, thinking Jay-Z would be like the rest of these ninjas. They just gonna cut him a check and make it go away. Because these white women are getting away with murder. Like they allege something, they get entangled with them, and then they allege something. And who do you think they're gonna believe? Not your black ass. So let's just cut the check. You think it's somebody that's worth, a couple $1 million, get a girl $1 million, she's happy. She just got $1 million lick.
Hmm.
10 million, I think she would have took it. I think somebody talked her out of taking it. Tony Busby.
But I don't know if you watched Cameron and Mace's
Yo, I
podcast,
can't wait to watch
but they
it.
said that 10 million was her pip's cut. He's like, you better go find your own money. That's why they're going for that 50. Like,
When
Listen,
she
okay.
turned down that 10 million, Shannon and his team should have gotten in front of it. I don't know why they just let her turn it down and said nothing. Like that is just I don't know who's on his legal team, but he's been handling all of this terribly.
well,
And is
on
he
Joe
worth that
Budden,
much money? Because let's say over the years he's amassed $50 million. I don't like. Why would you want to give away a fifth of it to some 19-year-old?
Right.
somebody said he's only worth 14 million. He's a Hall of Famer. I think he's worth way more than that.
But then he played football at a time when they didn't have these big contracts.
That's true. That is true.
Like
But
now they're getting
these
paid.
websites, they're not really reliable. I don't know. Maybe he had good investments, and then he had a second. This is his second. They said this is his third career on the podcast, and they said the longer you wait in these situations, like as far as like when he offered her the 10 million and she didn't take it, like the longer you wait, like the worse it becomes for you. So
Yeah.
whatever happened with the $10 million offer, uh, that was bad for him because now look, it's out there. Tony Busby special.
But I'm wondering if it's allowed to be out since it's like an arbitration. Well, I don't know because usually there's some confidentiality agreement signed when you're doing arbitration or mediation to not discuss this publicly. But I don't
I
know
was
if it
also thinking that.
if he outed her, they bypassed it in some way. But I just found it strange because usually they don't speak about arbitration until like you go into court and they do discovery and then it's discussed there.
I think
Also, when
maybe because maybe he because he didn't include her name in the legal documents. Maybe that is like different than just saying it on your own.
Yeah.
and what's with
I'm
all
not
this
sure how
Jane
it
Doe
works in that
crap?
jurisdiction.
Why are these women allowed to sue these men as Jane Does? I
Because
was always
I guess because so people won't harass them and they're able to keep their privacy. Because a lot of the times it's for normal people and they probably just, let's say, work at the bank and they don't want their colleagues to know this happened to them.
well, he named her. He didn't get in any trouble. Well, maybe because it's not a criminal case. I
I
don't know.
don't know. The whole thing is just like he brought this on himself. It always makes me think of that saying, "Ain't no fool like a old fool," and Shannon's a big old fool, and he deserves all of this coming his way. His nasty ass sleeping with a girl that young.
Yeah, he's
Right.
really like I said. He bought that. That's what the fuck he gets. And at the same time, I can also say this is a setup. At this, I can think both things.
Yeah,
And also what I don't like that we're doing in 2025 is convicting people before their day in court. And to say he raped her, but I didn't convict him before. Yes, you are. You're not even, you're looking at these little bit of text messages that have been presented to us. Both of them, they're both skewed, and Shannon Sharp released what he thought that would paint her in a bad light, and she released what she thought would paint him in a bad light. So we're making judgments based off of heavily biased information. I'm not going to convict that man before his day in court.
hmm,
He could be a piece of shit. He could be a dirty old creep. He could be like on the pod they were saying, he was probably that nasty nigga in Alabama or wherever he's from that was you know, all the bitches called him ugly and the white bitches treated him a certain kind of way and he's finally there to exact some basic, they didn't say it in the words I'm saying it, well some of it words, like he's finally able to get some justice, smacking this little white girl around, you know.
yeah. And she didn't even, and she's supposed to be 22 now, and even now she still looks like she's like 16 to me. I don't know. She looks really, really young in the face, so
No,
it just
honestly,
makes him even more weird.
when they said she was 19 or whatever, I was even expecting her to like, because you know how they age. So I'm thinking,
Hmm.
okay, she's 19, but like she might look 30-ish. Not only does she look like super young, she sounds super young as well. I think like her voice is probably one of the most disturbing things to me is that she
Yeah.
sounds like a little kid.
Yeah, she does.
like
She's like like a prepubescent
Shannon,
boy
he
is
was
what she
like,
sounds like.
Shannon,
yes.
I don't think that's a good look, Shannon.
I didn't like that. And then it's just
What?
silence. I'm like, okay.
Girl. And like, see, I didn't know that he had got her a place and flew her out and all that. Like, and I tell you, I really do not care about this or him. Like, I really didn't. But it seems like it's a hot button. People are really turned up about this, and I didn't like the gaslighting of it all. Like, and I just didn't like. I really didn't like what was happening.
Yeah. Because I personally think he's guilt from what's been presented as evidence or whatever, that the only thing he's guilty of is just being a nasty old man.
Yes.
He's just disgusting and has no business being with a girl young enough to be with his granddaughter. His daughter is a doctor. Like, how
Mm,
embarrassing is this for her to go to
right.
work and
Yes.
her colleagues are like side eyeing her? You know, she worked her ass off to get to where she is. And then everyone's like, yeah, your daddy's sleeping with teenagers.
And the fact that he couldn't tell, the fact that he didn't go away when she said she wanted a big black baby. He still kept effing her after that.
No, but
The
there's a lot of
fact,
black guys that like that shit, which is weird to me.
but even still, when she says, "You're never going to get rid of us. You're going to have to get used to us," because whatever she said, that you didn't go away. I think they were laughing at him on they were laughing about that with him on the pod. Like you can't. They was like, you know, he's this dumbass country bumpkin who doesn't know. Like basically, you know how they say, you know, up north they're fast up north. When you go down south, they say, oh y'all people from up north, y'all so fast. Like he couldn't even
Hmm.
tell he's getting lined the fuck up. Like
Or he
certain shit
just
you don't even check.
or he didn't
Mm,
care, or he probably thought, like you said earlier, like his head was so big that he didn't think this would happen to him.
Exactly. He probably thought he had the whole thing under control. Like, she ain't gonna do that to me. And
right.
then let's
Hmm.
talk about the Michelle woman. Now, did y'all see? I don't know what Instagram page it was on. The I don't. I'm hoping that's not the Michelle, the mom Michelle from the video, because it was this toe up old ass white woman, and apparently he had to get a restraining order against her because and she came out and said he r'd her, but come to find out that he had to get a restraining order against her because she went a little crazy after him and she tried to kill her husband over him.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I didn't
And
hear
she went to jail.
What?
Yeah. When I
that.
get back in the house, I'm gonna show you all this stuff.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's
So like what
shit.
so you have to
Shannon
so
is
I'm taking this
ghetto.
all of this into account. It is ghetto.
He is
And
so
one of them
ghetto.
said he got a big Donkey Kong dick. So like these white girls are going crazy over this thing.
So
Um
I remember years ago he was dating some woman who left him for someone else, and he started crashing out. Um, I don't know if she called the cops on him, and that's how everybody found out. But he was just so upset she left him for someone else, like who was basically like a Dusty.
Mm.
that's his ego then.
Mm. But I don't
That's
know.
his, he got a big ego.
Like he's just nasty, and I feel like this girl is like looking for a come up.
Oh
Because
yeah, like I know this
I'll
like
respect her when she go to when she calls the cops, and I'm like, all right, this is real.
girl, get your money. And they talking about, oh shit, get money, bitch. No, get your money the right way. Like how they talk about the what do they call them? I forget what they call it, the assassins or something shit like that. Get your money the right way. Like get it. You already got a place to live. You're getting 25,000 a cheek. Like what more do you want? Or did you not get your $50,000? Or did he threaten to cut you off? Like what was it? Like what really happened? Because to me it wasn't a condom thing because you have been begging for a black baby the whole
Big
time, the
gut
whole
baby.
yeah, you have been begging for the baby batter the whole time. That's probably why he was putting it up where he was putting it, even though you can still, you know, technically get
Mm. Get
you know.
Oh my God.
I don't know. This whole thing stinks to me, and I'm not going to be made to feel like I'm crazy for thinking that or trying or defending it. And I'm standing my ground on it too
Yeah.
until the facts come out. I don't care what he did before. I don't care what he said. I don't care about any of that. I truly don't.
Hmm. But if he choked a woman at, because they were saying he choked a woman at ESPN or at Fox Sports, I'm like, why would ESPN pick him up at knowing
Right,
that?
and that's another thing. I need to go look into that a little bit more. Like, what happened? Like, what was that? Because
Yeah.
which is Now in this day and age, people just read things and they just take it for Bible, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I need to go because for us, even for that not to come out in the news cycle, I didn't hear it. Um I need to do some
Yeah,
research when I
I
get back
thought
to the house.
him and Skip were beefing, and that's why he left. I didn't know about anybody getting choked out.
Yeah, they had a fight on air. It was about Skip. I think the monkey comment, or no, he wouldn't let him talk about. It was something regarding race,
Mm-hmm.
and Skip wouldn't let him talk, and then he got all pissy, and then after that he was gone. All right, I'm gonna go on mute. You guys should talk a little bit for a second. This is not gonna go off for like another like a minute.
Lauren, have you watched Sinners yet?
No, I haven't. I wanted to go see it this evening, but I had to like get lessons prepared for Monday. But I'm gonna try to see it Sunday, probably afternoon or evening.
Okay, so I won't spoil it for you. It was actually pretty good. I saw it on Wednesday,
Oh,
and
If you
okay.
want to
and I
see
was
the
surprised
bootleg
how it was
version,
sold out.
if you want to see the bootleg version, I put a link in my community section.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna check that out.
That's where I watched it, but I had to watch it again because I literally wasn't paying attention. Hold
Man.
on.
Yeah, I went with the whole family, and I don't like scary movies. And at some point, I think I yelled, and everyone in the
Oh my
theater started looking at me because the guy just like it was like a jump scare, and I'm like,
Oh
oh,
man.
and I was like, oh, sorry. But
Oh,
not
so
for
good.
nothing, if they took the vampires out of the movie, it would still have a story. It was
Oh,
really
really?
good.
Okay, good. Because I hate when like horror movies are just like. I mean, yes, I enjoy the thrill of it all, but I would also like to enjoy a plot as well.
Hmm. Yeah, and it like talked about a history that a lot of people didn't know. It's saying like talking about like how there were Chinese immigrants living in the Mississippi Delta area,
Oh
and
no.
I think they mentioned they had like one store was for the black. They had stores. One was for the blacks, one was for the whites, and would go between the stores. Just
Hmm.
seeing how people lived post that antebellum. So it was good, and I
Hmm.
like the outfits. Like
I'm
some.
excited to see. I'm like a little bit of like a film nerd, so like I'm honestly like super excited for the cinematography.
Oh,
Um,
it's beautiful. It looked
really.
like the lighting, everything. It was really,
Uh,
really nice, especially like when they're in the juke joint and it's nice and bright. And then there's a part when they're outside and the
mhm.
lighting was perfect. Like it's of course dark, but you could still like the colors it just blended so well. Like
Right.
I'm like a movie nerd as well. And I haven't been to the movies in a long time because it's nothing but remakes and.
No, and that's like also why I wanted to see Sinners because while I do appreciate the reimagining of like classics, I sometimes it just gets a little lazy. Like you're telling me no one can come up with a new story.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Like all these Disney movies that they're remaking, like Snow White and like
yeah, like we already like we already know the story. We've seen it already. Like please, I hate leaning too
Wait, no, the
much.
story of Sinners.
no, just of like Snow like how they're doing remakes all the time and
Oh,
like
Yeah.
okay,
Sinners is
okay.
like the first like original movie.
It just gets it's like I'm not excited to see a remake like unless there's a particular actor that I'm like oh I want to support this person.
Hmm.
Man.
But
Hmm.
when I saw that it got like 100 on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I have to see this, and I'm like, I gotta stay off Twitter until I watch it because everyone was spoiling it.
Man, no, yeah, um, and I'm not even like the biggest Michael B. Jordan fan, so like, I was just like, I still want to see it though.
Same. And I didn't like he plays two characters in the movie.
Oh, really?
And yeah, he plays like a set of twins. And people were like, oh, you couldn't really tell who was who. And I'm like, I thought you could because their personalities were different. Like,
Mm.
but people were like, oh, it seemed like it was the same person. I'm like, no, you could tell.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm excited. I definitely have to check that link out in Rishi's tab. Ugh, man, man,
Yeah,
man,
I'm
man.
just waiting for somebody right now. Um, so yeah, I'm reading some of these comments. Tony Busby is the biggest extortionist right now.
Yeah, he
Mm.
is. Because when he came out, everyone's like, oh, he's just a clean, known attorney. I'm like, I have never heard of this man before in
Right.
my life. I've only heard about him with that NFL player in the massage shops ladies down in Texas.
Mm.
No, when the stuff with Jay Z came out, some dirt with him came out. He had a he gave his one of his girls an STD. Somebody had a restraining order against him. He's kind of a mini Tom Girardi in the sense that when you settle a case with him, like say the 10 million Shannon was trying to give what's her face, he would say he didn't get the money right and have the girl take a loan out with him and charge
Hmm.
her interest on the loan, and she never gets the money, but she has to pay back the loan like plus the interest. So he gets his lawyer fees plus interest. So she's probably only going to get 25% of the money.
Crazy part is that little girl is getting taken advantage by both Shannon and Tony Busby. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I feel
Yeah.
sorry about with her. Like these
Wait,
people, all these guys are taking advantage of you.
who banned Wizard? What happened to Wizard? Let me see. Um,
Why somebody hit the ban button by accident?
maybe so. I hope it could come back in. I can't see because of this share your phone thing. Let's
And
see.
show other men accountable. Yeah, I'm with what Naomi said about men holding other men accountable.
Where does he say that? He claimed the same thing he's claiming now. Oh, when he choked the other girl? He choked a lady at work. I seen the court paper. She was paid. He claimed the choke was so were they like being sexual or he get mad and choke her? Because what is consensual about choking somebody at work?
Yeah, I'm like that's assault.
And can somebody unban Wizard? I don't see how I can do it. Oh, I have to go to YouTube and do it on my other phone. Hold on.
Mr. Cal said Busby is a whole B. He took a class action lawsuit in Humboldt, Texas, after the area flooded heavily because of a new development. Oh, he stole their money?
This is
Well,
the
Jay Z
type of
was right. He is an ambulance chaser.
he is.
Mm.
This is very Tom Girardi of him. Do you guys think
Hold
Erica still got money?
I think she's on the last of it.
I think Tom stashed that money. He's been stealing a
Really?
long time to not put it in like a account offshore or something. He
You
gives me
think he
one of
has
those
access
guys.
to it?
Somebody does, or his estate or trust, maybe. I don't know how that works with estates, if they can get or a trust can gain access to an offshore account. Lauren, you work in
Mm.
finance, right? I think you mentioned that before.
No.
Oh, I just want somebody said they worked in finance, and I'm like, oh, okay. But
No.
it's just,
I work in health law,
oh,
so
okay.
I don't know. But well, the little I know, I I don't know what jurisdiction that's in. Um, but mm,
But I feel like Tom's the type to have accounts overseas.
I wouldn't be shocked at that. But I would be shocked if Erica had access to it or significant access to it.
Because there must be a reason why she's staying married to him. Because she's never filed, right?
I don't think so. Or maybe if she has, like, it's just been a petition and there hasn't been like significant movement.
Yeah, he probably has some life insurance policy. She just waiting on him to die so she could cash in on. Because I'm like, because there's
Uh,
no reason for her to still be married to this man. Like it's almost 5 years on.
right. Yeah, I mean, or maybe she's like afraid that if she does kind of just leave him, that he might turn on her and be like, "Oh, yeah, she was involved in all of this stuff."
Hmm.
All right, guys.
But you would think like she's still kind of liable because she's his wife, like to the fan
He would
base.
Let's talk
breathe.
about Erica Girardi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this hoe.
You think she? You know? Do
Um,
you think she got Tom Stash money overseas?
I've been saying it. I've been saying it. I have been saying this, and y'all thought I was crazy, or I was like, "Oh, I just love Erica so much." No, I looked at those charges on that American Express bill and whatever other bill she had, and she was making like $300,000 payments to her stylist. Lisa Rinna's daughter got like $150,000. Lisa Rinna got money. That's why she was quiet. Um, I believe she was. That's how you wash money. Like you pay people, like you pay these people all these money. Like so, the money seems spent, but they're your friends with
Mm,
LLCs, and you spread the money out.
Mm.
Because if she's so broke, why is Mikey still there? She's supposed to have been paying him 40,000 a month. Remember 40,000 on
yeah.
Glam?
Yeah. I don't think he took a pay cut.
Exactly. She still got that money, and if you that bold and that smart enough to steal all that money, I'm pretty sure you are smart enough to put some of it up.
Yeah, and Erica's not stupid.
No.
She's a very very smart Remember when they were in Spain and they were talking to all those intellectuals and stuff
Oh
like that, and
yes,
she was
I
the
was
only one
very
holding a
impressed.
conversation with them and understanding what they were speaking on. All the other ladies were like, "Okay, I'm just rich and pretty,"
She
but
wasn't even pretty.
I feel like she knows how to move in those circles, like with politicians and dignitaries, because she was with Tom, and
And
I
she
feel
knows
like
a
they
lot
hustled
of,
their way.
I don't want to say useless information because like when she was talking to that lady about, well, they were like you said overseas and she was just saying all this stuff. They called her an oracle. They're so dumb, the Beverly Hills girls. But she just knew all this information. I was like, okay, Erica, she can talk with
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah, and she
That
was
is
drunk.
like that skill is honestly like more important than being smart. Being able to make your way through a room, like I was impressed. I was like, oh, okay, maybe this lady knows what she's doing.
We
I was
just said,
impressed with Erica, but Erica is really a shitty person. Like I'm reading about what she did to this guy Marco, the style one of her stylists who she wasn't paying. Did you guys hear about this?
mm-mm.
No.
Okay, so she has this open case right now. Apparently she one of her stylists, they've made a lot of her stuff. I think her tour stuff. His name is Marco. I don't know if it's two Marcos or not, but all of a sudden when she got into this trouble with when her case happened, all of a sudden like they're sending her invoices and stuff, and she through a contact with, I don't know if it's the Secret Service or like somebody I want something like CIA or something crazy like that, had him arrested for like I guess some type of fraud because the way that they were doing their paperwork, he would just send her a bill. There was no invoice or whatever. So she was trying to say he was trying to scam her. So by him getting arrested, they were trying to adopt a child, him and his partner. That fell through. They said his mother or his father or somebody died while he was in jail or going through the whole thing to get his name cleared from whatever was happening, and they just had a court date recently because he got out of jail, he got his name cleared from the charges that she had put on him, but he still has his case against her, And that's what's going on now. And she just had a court date with him and she didn't go. And the reason that she cited that she didn't go was because of Teddy's illness.
Mm.
She doesn't give a good damn about Teddy, number one. And you destroyed this man's life over your nonsense.
But she don't even like Teddy, right? I could have
Mm.
sworn she didn't care for her either.
I don't think she likes any of those hoes. I just think she stays next to them because Kyle, whether you like her or not, she is someone of influence, her and her sister. And like even with Garcelle just following Kathy and Jennifer, like you guys still don't see through Garcelle's mess.
Yeah, she liked the rich girls.
I wouldn't be surprised. Mark my words. The next time we hear about her in the media, she's gonna be with Lisa Vanderpump. Watch, watch,
Well, she got her son
watch.
hired over there.
She did.
See, because I feel like the whole thing with her, this whole big thing. Oh, Garcelle unfollowed everyone. So like, I feel like is this gonna be every week where you're in the press for something that you did? You're gonna be like, what else could she do? Be with Lisa Vanderpump? I'm sure she'll think of some reason for her name to keep circulating in the press. But if I was Garcelle, I would have. You see how Bose got her show with Jimmy Fallon? Like
Mm-hmm.
she didn't even have to probably ask for it. I don't know if y'all saw Bose when she was on Jimmy Fallon, the warm
I
welcome
saw
he
that.
gave her, and he read all of her accomplishments and stuff. And
Yeah.
afterward, they went out to an African restaurant. And she had them eating African food and stuff, and that's probably where they made their deal, their show or whatever. If I was Garcelle, instead of stonewalling Bose when she first came on the show and saying, "Oh, figure it out for yourself," I would have made an ally with her and actually friends with her and got connected through her connections so I can further my career with being a director or producer or whatever she's trying to do.
Yeah, I didn't like how Garcelle did Bose
Think about it. You hear all the black girls say when they first come on, Portia's telling people
simple
what kind of makeup,
comment.
like HD makeup to wear, what kind of lace your wig should be, and just
Hmm.
tips and tricks, and wear a shirt when you're doing your confessionals, wear a shirt, like, test out your outfit sitting down, not just standing up, like those
Mm-hmm.
tips and tricks, and you make friendships like that. And for Garcelle to be like, oh, I want you to figure it out for yourself, under the guise of I didn't want to influence any of her, whatever, it was bullshit to me. And to me, it was like, why weren't you the first person to go sit down with Bose?
Yeah.
Right.
I
Yeah,
know
and
that's
she
your
and she was
girl.
really mad at Sutton. That's who she was should have been really mad at. But
Yeah,
then she threw Bose under the bus, and now that we have people like now they're saying all these people that used to work for Bose said she was like grimy at work. And I said, where were all these people at the beginning of the season? It's awfully
yeah.
convenient that they're coming out now because Garcelle put that tweet out about her not being pro-black or whatever it is, whatever she meant with that
Listen,
tweet.
my sister told me, and my sister's pretty high up. She works for Google. Her husband, I don't want to tell all their business. My other sister, the ones who house we went to for Easter. I think she works for LinkedIn now. She always got a different job somewhere. Her husband, he owns Amazon. The last time I checked, he owned Amazon warehouse, like where the trucks come and pick up their loads from, one of those things, whatever they're called. And he owns properties in Detroit. I heard him talking about the properties that he has, and he built that house that we lived in that I showed on YouTube. My other sister, she's an executive at Starbucks. The last time I checked, and her husband is the lawyer for Amazon. So the one I'm gonna tell you which one. One of them said they have worked with her, and they said that people either really love her or really hate her. And I'm just gonna leave it at that because I don't want to put all her business because one to work at Google. I don't. She won't even say a bad word about Google because I be like Google be all in my business talking about 10 years ago today this happened with my photos, and she won't say a bad word about shit. So I don't want to put. I feel like I'm saying too much already, but That's
Now,
the TMOs
people,
that I got.
what they call themselves, Googlers or whatever, that's a whole cult. Like my
Yeah.
niece
It
works
is.
there, so when she was visiting New York, she took me to the headquarters there, and everyone seems to love working at Google for some reason.
Well, she took my dad to visit. He came. They live in. I don't want to say where she lives. They live near in New Jersey, near New York, like right near the Lincoln Tunnel. Um, and she took my dad to the Google in Manhattan or wherever it is, and they have like all of this free, like their
Food,
lunchroom is like all free, like high tech, high class shit. Like my dad was making smoothies. Like now he makes smoothies now. It's so funny. Like he was taking all these pictures of all this stuff they had in the cafeteria. I wouldn't even call it a cafeteria. It was like a food court with
yeah,
like
it's
top
really
tier
nice.
food. Yeah.
I enjoyed my time there. I ate so much.
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
went? How
yeah,
is it
yeah.
really
My
like?
niece would, because she lives in Texas, but she had to
Okay.
come into New York for a meeting, and she's like, "Oh, come into the office." So she like, I came with her. She had my mom come and my daughters just to show us around, and they have like the massage. Did your dad sit in the massage chairs that they just got randomly around?
Yeah, he did say he got him. He got all kinds of shit. I'm like, what are you doing? This is work.
Yeah, like they
Not
have
this
like
is
the
work.
zero gravity massage chairs, and my mom is like 5 foot tall. Her feet were all in the air. I'm like, it was so nice there.
But they got rid of her job, the DEI stuff. But she got another one. But
Ugh,
she said it was
bruh.
hard. She was up
I
against like
literally
500 people.
I tell black people all the time, like anytime they put you in DEI anything, start looking for a new job because when cuts come, DEI, that's the first place they're looking.
Yeah,
When I
I'm
used to be in the job world, the corporate world or whatever, my dad would tell me like these companies they become and they would be looking for a diversity person. And my dad warned me back then because he was the vice president of finance for Blue Cross. And he was telling me be careful of those kind of jobs. Like don't like fuck those jobs really.
At all.
Um, like you said, they're the first to go.
mm,
And thank God my sister is very smart, very talented, and she was able to pivot and do something else. She's in charge of what did she say? I should say product, something with the products. I forget, child. I'm such a terrible
my
sister.
company, they're real big on DEI. They have like a big
Really?
DEI conference like every year. Like I wish I went last year because Oprah was there.
Ooh.
Like,
But
how can DEI not be a thing? Like diversity, equity, inclusion. You want to know what I personally think? I think that the I think that the trans stuff took like the Trumpers too far. Like they just can't deal with that shit. Like they just can't deal with. They just can't deal with it. They're
I
just like,
think I think they jumped on DEI because they got rid of affirmative action and they needed another boogeyman.
Mm.
Because before it's like, oh, we can't get our kids into Ivy League schools because all these black kids are taking spots from. I'm like, there's like 2%
Literally.
black people at
Literally.
Harvard. What are you talking about? All these black people taking spots from
yeah,
Asians and
the
whites.
Asian rate went down. Like, what are you fucking the
No.
Nimrod talking about? Like, it said that the population of the Asians decreased when they took away the diversity program.
Right. Mm.
That's
It's
why
like
when black people get all up in arms about DEI, I'm like, yo, you're not even benefiting from this shit for real, for real.
Literally. Literally.
when like this year my daughter applied for college for this upcoming fall, and I kind of understand like the system now, and or like the highly competitive college applications, and for
Mm.
these Asians to just assume, oh, I got a 1600 on my SAT and a 4.0 GPA. You're not the only one, sweetheart.
I know that's
You're
right.
They don't understand that
they
at
really
all.
don't understand. I'm like, let's say between all the top 20 schools in this country, there's only 20,000 spots. This year, I think they said like 4.3 million kids took the ACT and SAT, and 10% of those kids scored 1600 and have a 4.0 or better. So you got about like 34,000 kids vying for 20,000 spots.
Right.
Ooh.
14,000 kids are going to be told no. So what is the problem? I'm like,
Mm.
y'all supposed to be the ones good at math,
Right.
allegedly.
Okay.
Like, how I don't understand why they don't understand that.
But they want to blame the 5 black kids on campus.
And every black kid at an Ivy League school is exceptional.
No, oh my gosh, Richie, I went to Penn and
Thank you. I'm riding past
yeah.
Penn right now.
Oh, really?
Let me turn my camera around.
Yeah, literally when I tell you there's literally like maybe 20.
Okay, Miss Penn. My sister went to Wharton, the one that the Starbucks girl,
Oh,
and
nice.
the Google girl. She went to Penn grad.
Oh, nice. I went to Penn for my master's, and my brother's
Ooh.
currently at Penn. He's doing a joint doctorate and
Oh,
getting an MBA at Wharton.
look.
Oh, wow.
This is
Man.
University City, everybody. There's Drexel, Penn. This is Drexel and Penn up here, right?
Yeah, that looks like it.
And my niece, my no, my nephew went to Penn, and my niece went to Bryn Mawr, and Bryn Mawr is like
Oh,
outside of the
nice.
city.
It's like
Penn is
Brumwell and
literally
Villanova.
all Asian. Like when I tell you there are so many Asians there.
Hey, look, this is Penn, University of Pennsylvania.
Oh
Penn has
yeah.
West Philly on lock. Okay, this is
Yes.
all.
Hmm.
Everywhere. Penn
It
owns
doesn't look like a
everything.
campus, everyone, but this is all Penn's campus. Let me see if I can. I don't think I can do this while I'm driving.
Yeah, but they're always mad. They see like two black faces. They're like, yeah,
Literally.
DI, affirmative
The
action.
Negroes.
I remember
Yeah.
watching a video of like somebody randomly going up to kids at like Yale. And this guy went up to this black kid and asked him for his stats. And he basically said, oh, I got like a 1590 on the SAT. My GPA was like 4.5. And this kid like started a whole like crypto business. And he's like 17, 18 years old.
That's
And I'm like,
literally how they all are. Like,
that's how he got here.
because when I was a grad student at Penn, I had research assistants who were undergraduate students, and when I was hiring them, I was looking at their resumes. I'm like, literally, when I tell you everyone had
Drexel.
presidential awards, like, I'm like, where are you even getting the time or finding the time to do any of this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the bookstore.
Yep, this is Drexel. I'm near Drexel now. I went here for a little while. I didn't finish my master's. I had a baby.
Yeah, but black students that are at these universities, I'm like convinced that they're like half robot because the stuff that they do is insane.
Yeah. So my daughter right now, she's having imposter syndrome because she got
Oh
into she
no.
no, she got into Columbia. And she was like,
Oh my
she's like, I didn't do anything exceptional. I was like, girl, you had cancer. You
oh
know,
my
Wait,
like the
what is
lab.
gosh.
imposter syndrome?
Like basically she doesn't think she deserves the accolades that she's getting.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I'm like, you basically have a 4.0 GPA. You got damn near perfect on your ACT. I think she missed it by like a point. And you did all this while undergoing chemotherapy, losing your hair,
Oh my
surgery, all
god.
this stuff. You didn't have the time to have a normal life, but you still graduated on time, where most
Right.
students wouldn't be able to do that. And I'm like, you're exceptional. So don't let anyone say, because she's like, oh, I'm not the president or I don't have this award. I'm like, well, you couldn't do it. You were in a hospital bed. So you gotta, you belong, you belong there. They wouldn't have chosen you if you didn't.
Right.
But
Man.
I just wanted to say how nice and calm our Shannon Sharp conversation was, even though we might have had differing points of view or different points or whatever. It was very calm, respectful, and it just goes to show you the difference between men and fucking women. Even though they
No, they're
try
more
to
emotional
gaslight
than
the
we
shit
are.
out of us, but still we rise.
Yeah, I
Mm.
feel like men are more emotional than we are. I feel if women were like leaders of the world, there'll be a lot less wars.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like we would have more peace because we think with our rational brain and not emotional. Like, oh, you stepped on my shoe, let's go fight. It takes a lot for a woman to fight.
it does.
Speaking of fights, did you see Dr. Umar's daughter fighting in North Philly?
What?
Yes,
Wait. What?
I
It was on the
did.
neighborhood talk. She's
I
like,
think it's sad, really.
Oh my god.
You're traumatized, really.
and then she's like, this is my first fight. And I'm like, oh God, watch Natalie Nunn put cast her on baddies or
Right?
If
something.
that's her first fight, that means the girls are picking on her now. Now that she came out as Omar's daughter.
Mm.
Yeah. Because she doesn't seem like one of those kids that, like when I saw her initial interview, she didn't seem like one of those street kids always fighting and stuff.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, she's fighting. And she's like, yeah,
No,
this is
these
my first
bitches in
ever fight.
Philly, these boys and girls in Philly, they something else. I'm telling you, like
Mm.
he needs to come get his daughter seriously,
Well,
or
he
at
never
least move her mother to a safer to the suburbs at least,
Omar
or
is
a
one
high
of those
rise somewhere.
guys that his love for his children is as much as he loves the mother. So if he doesn't love their
Conditional.
mom, he doesn't care for his child.
That's
Mm.
messed up.
Because he was blaming the mom for not. I'm like, you a whole doctor, allegedly. You can't go to
Is he
court and
really a
get some
doctor?
visitation.
Mm.
Is Dr. Umar really a doctor?
I have no idea. I thought it was just a stage name, but they were like, I think people were saying he went to Drexel. I'm like, has anyone fact checked this?
I
Like,
thought it was Temple. It was one of
oh,
the Philly
really?
schools he went to. It was one of
Temple
them.
seems
Drexel.
like
Probably.
it makes more sense. I feel like
Mm.
anybody can go to Temple.
Temple used to have good parties.
Temple is very dangerous. They have this their I guess their basketball stadium. It's the Leah Core Center. They have a lot of shows there, but it's in the heart of North Philly, and a lot of the time I've just seen for Ramadan, like the kids, all the Muslim kids. I'm talking about the nigger Muslims. Um, were like beating everybody up, running amok up there. It's crazy up there in Temple now. You couldn't pay me to go with my kid there,
Yeah,
but
when I was
actually,
in
my
college, we
child
used
does
to
go
always
there.
go to Philly, take the Amtrak to Philly to go to parties there.
It's probably different back then. Now it's like Philly is what happened in Philly. In my opinion, they've closed a lot of schools and made condos and making room for all these people. These condos are like $3,000 a month. I don't know what kind of jobs these people have because they're sitting vacant. They've built so many of these. They gentrified all these neighborhoods. They've closed the schools and the programs that go along with them. If you think, like my daughter, she went to private school. She went to ballet, tap dance, jazz, soccer, base, softball, basketball, like whatever activity I could put her into. She wouldn't be out on the street fighting, doing drugs, getting pregnant, all that kind of shit. But people don't have money for all of that, and it's crazy because I lived in Chicago for a little while when I wanted to get away from her father. The second time I tried to get away from her father, um, and I was my roommate. She stayed in Lincoln Park. My college roommate. She was like, "Just come stay with me," and I enrolled her in the public school around there. And we're talking about like multi-million-dollar homes. Oh my God!
Mm.
The first week of school, the parents raised $250,000 to have a fair like at the school. And the amount of People don't understand when I say y'all taking away the programs. The They had after school for free. You could learn Chinese. You could learn to cook Chinese food. I mean Japanese food. You could learn ballet, tap, and jazz. You could learn to speak any language. They had culinary stuff. They had any kind of thing you could think of as an after school activity to enroll yourself in. Well, not yourself, but to enroll your child in for free. And like I said, they raised $250,000 the first week of school to have this stupid ass fair in their backyard, in their schoolyard. So it's a big difference between what rich and white kids, different school districts offer their children um, after school, and just the quality of school period in public schools. Like, and I'm not, and it's the parents too, but a lot of it has to do with the men. All the men are in jail. The fathers are in jail.
Yeah, like you're right. There is a big difference between public and private school. And you know how they're trying to do this school choice and give families $10,000 to put their kids in private school. I'm like, what private school is $10,000?
Right.
Exactly. You might be able to go to Catholic school for that,
I
but
know. I'm like, they're not. I'm like, even you going to public school costs more than $10,000 per student. And
Okay.
so I feel like they're just trying to create a uneducated underclass purposely by getting rid of the Department of Education and all. Like they're looking of about ending Head Start, like pre-K and
oh
stuff.
no,
That's another thing they're looking
I don't know
into.
if I had Head Start. I had something. So when I was So, okay, so a little bit about my business. I really need to start my Patreon or check on it. So, I had my baby, my daughter, by he was a basketball player, but his family was like a notorious, let's just say, underworld family in the underworld. So they were able to get me like into these programs because I wasn't working. I was a stay-at-home mom. I qualified for welfare and all of the those kinds of programs. So it was something called CCIS, and it was like childcare something. I didn't have to pay for daycare like the whole time. My daughter, I put her ass in daycare at 6 months, but like when she was, that's why she was so well adjusted. Um, and I didn't have to pay for it at all. Um, so I don't know if that's a part of Head Start, but they paid for her daycare for so long. And I know like my sisters they're really successful, but they were like so jealous that they didn't have to pay for daycare.
Yeah, I saw some guy post on Twitter. He tried to enroll his basically his newborn and his 2 year old, and they quoted him at $4,400 a month.
Yeah.
And
Shit, I remember when I would call myself being fancy and paying for a summer camp, like the rich white summer camps, and I was paying like almost $1,000 a week for this rinky dink ass summer camp that was just in this building downtown, and they just stayed in this one ass room the whole time, as opposed to paying $300 for. Oh, and this is another thing too. So they have the city of Philadelphia, the Parks and Recreations. They have a 6 week summer camp for the kids at the different parks around the city, and they only cost, like I said, $300. And I would send her there. She had so much more fun. They went on a trip every week. The one I sent her to, they had a pool. They would go swimming every day, all kinds of stuff. But then, when as the neighborhood started being gentrified, all the white people came in. They saw that the camp only cost $300. They would pay. They would started putting their kids in our camps, and they would pay for their kid for the next summer because it's only $300. That ain't shit to them. But for mothers on welfare or without that's working at McDonald's, they can't afford to pay for rent. I mean, not rent, camp a year in advance. So the next year, the camp was completely filled up. I couldn't even enroll my daughter in it.
oh
Now
wow.
Mm.
they're just all white now,
Wow.
and our kids don't even have summer camp anymore. I need to be a politician.
I always say if you can, if you have an elite independent school around you, apply for your kids and let them go there, because at those schools you could make people making less than $1 million get financial aid, because a lot of the other parents there are billionaires.
So
So
what do you
in
mean? So wait, rewind that back. You said an elite. Say it again.
an elite independent school, like
Like,
which
what
one
does
in
that mean?
Philly? Like there's one in Philly. I think it's associated with I forget, that line or whatever. I don't
The
know what
main
they call
line.
that. Yeah, main line. There's like this really like independent, like nice independent schools. Like where all like the super rich people send their kids, like those
So I know
schools.
like Kobe Bryant went to like Lower Marion, I don't know if it's Academy, like downtown. There's something
Yeah,
called.
because if you look at their endowment, a lot of those schools got more money than a HBCU, and they're just like
Mm,
high schools, you know.
there's this one school. I don't know. It's not called Franklin and Marshall. It's called. I forget what it's called. I used to stay at the Embassy Suites when I just wanted to get away, and they have balconies and overlook the art museum. Their soccer, their field was on the roof of their school. Like this school was so big time. Like it was like more than $30,000 a year. Like for grade school.
Mm.
Yeah, 'cause my daughter's school is like 50K,
Woo!
but I paid like a fifth of that, and I'm like, I'd rather pay a fifth than 50K, and
Hell
I
yeah!
and I make, and I know kids that, because they get a lot of kids, what they use programs to weed out, like, I guess to and like, for lack of a better term, vet certain kids, but they basically get kids from the inner city, because a lot of these rich kids aren't that smart, so they need to diversify the population, so they go through different programs to get these smart, like black and Hispanic kids, to come to their schools. And I know some kids that basically pay nothing to go, but they need them to boost, like, because, these kids are going to probably end up at an Ivy League school somewhere, and that's something the school can boast about.
I need to connect with you on this because I used to be like big in the community, go to the community meetings and vote no to the changes in our neighborhood. But black people, they don't want to participate and they want to cry in the end when all you have to do is come to the meeting and vote no. We're not putting a Starbucks at the corner. Just come and vote no. That's all you have to do. They wouldn't come to the meetings when they wanted to turn our park into a dog park. I was there raising all kinds of hell. So I'm in the community when I need to be, and I would like to help some kids get into these schools because I think it's just sad what's happening in Philadelphia with our youth, with the black youth. They could demonize them, but they literally don't have shit to do.
I'm going to
They,
put this organization in the chat. Chance
I'm gonna drop
for
down. I gotta wake up early to get to the gym.
okay.
But thank you for having me up. Have a great
Thank
night.
you for
good
coming
night.
and chatting with us calmly
Yeah,
and
of course.
respectfully, and you're always welcome.
Of course.
It gets
Thank
turned
you.
up a little bit sometimes, but we're just passionate,
Yeah. No,
If
thanks. Have a good night.
Good
Have a
night,
good night.
Richie. I just put this organization in the chat. And if you know
Okay.
any smart black kids between grade 6 and ninth grade, or no, yeah, well, you could start them off in fourth, fifth grade to ninth grade. This is a way into those schools.
Okay. I would definitely want that as
And
soon as
I
I get
always,
home.
because I remember the first time I heard of this program, I was applying for private school for my oldest daughter, like for high school. So it was basically too late for her. This Asian man came up to me and was like, "Oh, are you part of a Better Chance?" And I'm like, "No, what's that?" And then he told me about it. I said, "Okay, when I apply for my youngest daughter, I'm going to do it." So I did some research on this organization. This organization is supposed to be for black students, placing black, and I guess eventually, no, it's supposed to be black students into
I don't see it.
oh, it's in the main chat.
I
Let
still
me
don't
put
see
it
it.
let me
Do you
put it
see
in.
it? I don't see it. Let me see. Did it look it up further? Let me see. Maybe sometimes my messages don't send. Okay. Okay, I see it in the private chat.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
because when I applied for my youngest daughter, this program especially is supposed to be for black kids. All I saw was nothing but Asian, Arab, and Indian kids taking the place of black kids. And I'm like, wait a minute, like, what is this?
That's
And
saddens me.
it's not based off of income. It's just because you're supposed to be African American, and other communities are taking advantage of it. I saw kids getting dropped off in their private cars and stuff, taking these opportunities away from African American children. So every time I see a black person who has a child between the age range, I'm like, if your kid's smart, apply to this, place them in these schools, because other people are stealing your opportunities. Because Duval, it's so old. Because I how I know it's specific for black children, because Deval Patrick, who was governor of Massachusetts, he was part of the program when he was younger. So it's been around since like the 1960s, like around the civil rights time is when they established this.
Mhm.
And
That
a
makes me
lot,
so sad because our people just don't know. The information is like hidden from a. I don't want to say hidden, but it's not readily available. They just don't know to even look for it.
yeah. And I was like, this like Asian guy just came up to me and was just like, yeah, yeah, my kid's doing this. Like, I'm like, what is that? I'm like, I've never heard of it. And I'm like, it took a Asian man to tell me about a program that's supposed to be for black students that he's using for his kid to apply to a school. So I'm like, okay, like it's time for us to spread the word for our children, because how the public schools are going to go under Trump, if they can find a way out, the IRA, they should take it.
Yeah, I don't. We have to start really looking out for each other because nobody else is. And I hate this like white validation that black people seek, or like we have to do this on our own, even though it seems like even with the Sinners movie, right? The moral, even though I'm gonna watch it again when we get off here if it's not too late. The moral of the story to me was like the white demon, you know? Like
Hmm.
they always coming and fucking our shit up. Like even at the end when the white guys were like grand opening, grand closing. So y'all sent them here because y'all want this property. It's like the same things are being repeated in a different way, of course, but maybe not. Because I still
Yeah.
think certain people are soulless demons.
No,
Um,
I've always say this, but I always get pushed back because I have a lot of religious people in my family. And I said, once I feel like black people of the diaspora, when we started accepting the white man's gods, is when we started having all our troubles. Because let's say, like let's say with the slavers, a lot of missionaries came with them, and then they converted the Africans they brought to America to Christianity, and then they converted the ones that were on the continent to Christianity. And I feel like, okay, we gave away like our way of life and our beliefs to follow them. And at times I'm like, are we being punished because we walked away from what we believed in? But I don't know.
no, I mean, yeah, like So when it first came on, the guys at the end, were they trying to buy that property from Michael B. Jordan?
But say that again.
You know, at the end, after everybody gets spoiler alert, if y'all don't want to hear this, just turn it off for a second. You know, at the end when everybody meets their demise and Michael B. Jordan's there alone and he's got his guns and the people come in and they're like grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah.
Where that one guy wasn't he trying to buy the property from him in the beginning?
Oh yeah, he bought the property from him in the beginning, just to set him up to murder him, because that was what Remick said. Because he's remember how he saw the Ku Klux Klan outfit, and once he turned that guy into a vampire, he could read their minds, and he was like, "Yeah, they planning on killing you guys at sunrise."
Oh, I really need to watch this again because I literally was frying fish and not paying attention. I was just listening, so I really wasn't putting faces to names. But I'm going to watch it again so I can, because I want to listen to because Joe Budden and them talked about that for the Reed talked about it for an hour. I don't know if anybody listened to the Reed podcast, but they talked about it for like a whole hour, like intelligently.
Hmm.
So I want to listen to that and be able to understand what they're talking about. And even Joe Budden and them talked about it for a considerable amount of time today.
Yeah. And I know like some people may find that scene, the music scene, like satanic or whatever, but I really enjoyed it because like we were saying earlier, pulled from like the dances of the future and the past. And then even when they went to like they were showing the African dancers, and that's why I say that we moved away from our spirituality, because one of the guy in the mask, they call him a devil or whatever in West African culture, and basically the purpose of that guy is, or that being, is to chase away evil spirits, so they dress up just like them to scare them away. But a lot of people would see that and be like, oh my god, that's a demon, we're worshiping devils and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, the whole purpose is to scare the demon by looking like one, like we don't want you here. But I don't know. I've always had that thought about us being, I think Callie even mentioned it in the chat, that we're being punished for turning our backs on our spirituality, because it's not just in America, in Africa too, because Africa is a fucking shit show as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like they are worse at trying to emulate white people, and they're failing at it miserably, and
Or
their
are they
people are
being
paying the
punished for
price.
selling us
That
to?
too. That too. Because let's say the country my family's from, like when I did my 23andMe, I had a lot of African American and even white people that are like ancestors here in the States. And then I come to realize that sorry, my daughter just barged in, she went to a party. I found out that my ancestors were slaves. They came, I guess, like they were like 1600s, but during the Revolutionary War, they fought for the British. And because they fought for the British, they were able to go to Canada and get their freedom. And then they formed Sierra Leone, and they decided to go back to West Africa. So that's how I have ancestors here. But I also feel because they sold each other, they they forsaken their own spirituality, is why we are in the boat that we're in today. But I could be wrong. Can you hear me?
Oh shit! I'm on mute, just
Oh,
talking, talking, talking.
oh,
I
sorry.
was saying, we got something on us. I don't know if it's a curse or whatever you want to call it, but something is attacking us.
But
Black.
then I have a cousin who made me think about something, and he was like, like how everyone always says Jews are God's people and stuff like that. And he was like, or the chosen people. And he was like, no, he's like, African Americans are. And
I
I'm like,
believe
African
that.
Americans. He's like, Black Americans are. And he was like, look at all they've been through. He's like, just think about it. And they're still kind people and willing to accept everyone. He's
Yes.
like, they're the only people that actually follow Christ's word, and like being welcoming and still like turning the other cheek and doing all of that. He's like, they're the chosen people. But no one, he's like, no one's gonna believe me. And I'm like, I believe you.
I believe it because they want, like the movie Get Out, like want, they want to be us. Like our melanin, our physicality, our they want us to believe that we're stupid. We're not. Even like I think football is some big slave master shit, but even like with football, like we're like the perfect specimens. Like, and I don't care what anybody say. White men love black women. I've always been white men have always treated me nice. Even Asian men have always treated me. Well, Asian women don't like me, but the men they love black women.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't gonna say
That's
all
like
of
when
them,
black
but
guys say that. They're like, oh, don't nobody want you. I'm like, who told you that?
yeah,
I'm like, I've
your black
never been
ass might be
mistreated by.
confused.
I'm like, I've had every man on the planet like cat call. Like, what are you talking about? They're like, you're the most undesirable. Don't nobody want you. I'm like, okay, if you say so. I'm like, stop projecting.
Hold on for a second,
Hmm.
guys.
And Callie, I do believe that is our willingness to accept everything has always been our downfall. And I think that for every culture, it's like that. Because if I think of like the Asians, the Japanese and the Chinese didn't really open their arms to the West, but Korea did, and they've been a conquered people ever since.
Wait until my charger. Did I leave it in the car?
Oh, hey, Corey.
Hey, Corey, girl. Hold up. I'm just trying to find my charger. My show on the road in the kitchen. Do y'all want to see the text messages I was talking about
Sure.
from Shannon? Yeah,
You
let's
know,
see
when
what
you
the fuck
mentioned football and we were talking about like, oh, the black male physique, like I was watching this white guy, like he was on YouTube and he's like really, really in shape. And he was visiting some school in Florida where everyone plays sports. And the kids asked him how long it took you to get that fit. And he said, oh, 10 years. And like my boyfriend, I'm like, he's really in shape. And I said, how long did it take you to get that in shape? And he's like, 5. I'm like, okay. And he was like, we're built differently than white men. And I'm like, oh, okay.
understatement of the year. All right, let me find these. I want to show y'all these text messages from Shannon Sharp.
Shannon's a nasty old man.
He is, but a lot of old men are nasty. Like one of my good friends, he's almost 70 years old. He has like 4 women, but one of them is 30. She's in her lower 30s.
Who?
But he's not doing a 19-year-old thing though.
Well, I don't like if someone is in their 30s, 40s dating someone, let's say like Mick Jagger, because I think his baby mom's like 30 in her early 40s or late 30s. I'm like, okay, she knows she's dating this 80-year-old man, but a 19-year-old, she's hasn't experienced life at all.
No. Should I order something? Only thing open is cheesesteaks. I don't really want no cheesesteak. I'm gonna grill the chicken in a second after I look at these text messages. Sorry, y'all. Oh, I got a ginger ale right here. Okay, so I'm back home. I just want to show something that I want to pull up this first TMZ article that I saw in the airport. I know I'm not crazy because I at first I thought it was multiple women, but it's only her because of the way that they worded it. You come this slow ass fucking computer. What is all this on my thing? So I have a link in my community feed, but I'm gonna post it here. It's for the app to watch all the free shows. Like you don't have to sign up for any of the streaming services if you don't want to. Like pay for them. Cause Netflix made me so mad one night. Um And it really showed me that they're tracking us through our phones, Netflix, because my dad, he technically this is the family house, but like I said, my sisters have husbands and lives somewhere else, and my dad has a girlfriend, so it's really just me here. But the Netflix account is in his name, so whenever he's not here, I can't use Netflix. And they just pissed me off going in circles and lying, talking about all these reasons why the Netflix wasn't working, and I need to do this and I need to do that, and blah 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 blah. And all actuality is based off of where the hell he is. Like, because at one point the lady, she was like, "Well, is your household this place or that place?" The girlfriend's house, basically. I'm like, how did you even know that? All right, my computer. It's not. All right, let me find my charger. I just had the charger. I can use this one. Read some comments. It was the whole slave master's wife and Mandingo thing they had going on. You talking about Shannon? Um, Netflix does that to me and my mom. Right. A family plan should be the family plan. We don't all have to be in the same goddamn house. I would be willing to bet this girl ends up having some mental health issues down the road. She already has some. I'm sorry. If she's into beat hardcore BDSM, even if the girl looked like she could possibly be in her 20s, she looks like she's in high school. She looked like a hard 20 to me. Have y'all tried the new ginger flavor? Ginger ale? Yes! It tastes like a Shirley Temple. Shannon old enough to be her grandfather, just nasty. So I was saying, and Michael Peel, that's why they're so insecure. Ethnic insecurity is a real thing. Yes, they are. I think that's what the movie with Marlon Wayans was going to be about. Don't nobody have a problem with us for black men and white supremacists often want the same. Yes, it was Tim wants everybody to be Diddy. They got so many clips on Diddy's story. Oh my god, I'm just sick of hearing about Diddy. And his stuff is
Is he
his
still in court?
cases.
I forgot all about that bit.
A lot of his Tony Busby's cases are quietly being dismissed. Nobody wants to put that part in the news. Nobody's singing that loud and proud.
So I honestly feel the only case against him are the drugs and the guns.
And the Cassie thing, like I think the RICO was dismissed. I might be wrong, but I think French Montana might have said that, or Stevie J, one of them. Said that was the RICO thing was dropped. Autoplay Galaxy. Okay. Don't do anything with it. Just charge it, please. Is it being charged? Okay. All right. Come on. What's this? Water? Let me see that cup we got over there. What your ass sleep, Robert? You don't want to sleep in the room? Really sleep. I'm tired, but I'm not sleeping. I told you I can sleep because of what I did. Someone's like, keep just put it in here. It went on my computer.
What happened?
But you got a hole in this cup. Put it in this white. Just use the red cup. I need to wipe this up. Here. Right. I really interested it because it sure doesn't seem like. Oh my god. The truth is, she's very. Can you turn the TV down a little bit if you're not watching it? Some more. I am watching it. Though. You're literally asleep. You're kind of sleep. Oh, now you want to be up. All right. All right, let me sign in the stream yard. If our computer still fucking work. Stream yard. Oh, so let me put okay, so for oh my phone is wet. Okay, so the app every time I try it to test it out, the app is different. So it might seem like a weird app when you the link that it brings you to, just download it. My computer. Let me sign in. Um, are you cold? Cause I got this window open. I love it. Okay, I love being cold. I canceled my Netflix years ago when they released the cutie movies. I didn't think cuties was that bad. I knew when Busby stuff came out that it was a money grab. Busby has his SA case against him. Corey, where was you earlier when they was rumbling on Gabor's show? Because I had left. When I noticed, like, the women are saying this is bullshit and they are not listening to us. Him and Q. And they're like in court, and Ali was like, "Why didn't she go to the police? It was just in January." And they're like, "Cause she want money. Like it's about the money. Like she trying to get money. Like we're talking about victims and grape. Like you can still get money and go to the police. You might get your money faster."
Exactly.
Okay, so let me find the link. Me. Okay, so now this link is the this is the iPhone link. So you're going to download this, and if you go into my community tab, you can see the instructions. But I'll tell you here now. You download this, it'll take you to an app in the App Store. Whatever prompt it gives you, if it says it's going to ask you for whatever it might say, like the last one I downloaded, it was like a calendar planner type of thing. The first entry that you get to put into it, you put in code. Now today is USA. Yesterday it was 887. So today the code is USA. So if you download it now, whatever prompt, like this one, it looks like Study Orbit is the name of the app today. So the code word today is USA because so the one that I have on my phone is called Electricity, but it's not in the App Store anymore, but I can still use it. All right, so I'm gonna drop the Android link. Now this is the Android link. This is the Android link. Same thing. It says enter code USA. I could put it in the community tab. I'm gonna put it in the community link. Hold on. Because that one is old. Okay. Let me see. Every every day the code changes for the movie and show app. Here's today's. Oh my god. Here is today's. All right. So, oops. iPhone link paste. All right. Android Copy link, paste, with Android, enter USA at the prompt. I'll put a picture. I'm not going to download it again. Because yesterday the code was 887. You can watch everything. You can watch, it has, how satisfied are you? Extremely satisfied. Tools were easy. Fine. Um, so I'll show you a little bit. I'll show you what basically. So I don't know if you can see this. Like it has Reacher, one of those days, but then it has Sinners right there. Raising Canaan. That's worse. Hold on. It has Beauty and Black, Sinners, Raising Canaan. It has a whole lot more. It has everything. And these are all of the Netflix, Disney, Prime, Apple Plus, AMC, BET. I need to watch The Highest. What's that? Ruthless. It has Paramount, Hulu, Max, Roku, Rakuten, Showtime, everything. You can watch Dune, Wicked, Nora. I watched The Substance last night. Oh, you got it? Did it work?
Did you like that?
No. At
It,
first, I thought it was going to be good. I mean, it was good, but the ending was like, "Bleh, I could do without it." Hey, Shanice, OJ. Shanice.
Demi was very brave to be 60, what, 2 or 3 years old and showing her whole naked ass. And
She
it looked like
looked
an old
good.
lady ass too.
Yes, it was all flabby. And that, it would have worked had her younger self not been such a bitch.
Yeah. But I was just like, oh my God, that
I
is
thought the
definitely a
ending was
62
stupid
year old
though. The
lady's
way
ass. Even though like her face and like from the front, she looked good. But
do
when
you
she
think that
turned
was
around, I
real?
was like, oh wow.
Do you think that was real? Or was that for dramatic effect?
I think
You
that was
think
her butt. Yeah, that was definitely her ass. I'm sorry.
it probably was.
Unless
It
she
is
got a
a
B
16 year
unless she
old
got a
ass.
BBL, and I don't think Demi got a BBL.
Hey Shanice, I put the link to the movie app so you can watch if you haven't seen Sinners yet, if you want to watch it, the bootleg version. I put the links up in my community tab. I put it up here, but I don't know if you can see it. I don't feel like putting it again. But if you're interested in a movie app and you can watch all the shows and stuff for free, you can go to that. Let me know if you guys are able to get it. It might take you to a weird app in the App Store or Play Store. Just download it and then enter USA at the prompt. She's in her 60s. Give her a break. We
No,
just
we're
saying,
giving her a
Callie.
break, but it's just like you feel fooled because from the front, like she looks young, like in her 40s, and then she turns around, you're like, okay, yeah, she's definitely older.
What we talking about? We talked about Shannon Sharp and shit got a little heated over there on Gabor's channel. So a couple people texting me to go live. I did. So I didn't appreciate what happened to Ali. Um, I didn't appreciate it so much. I'm supposed to be doing a review for Trent's shampoo, and I'm not doing it. I didn't like that at all. I really didn't, and I don't care how he feels about what I'm saying. I thought that was disgusting of him to say that to you, to any woman. So I cannot, in good conscience, support or endorse his fucking shampoo. Fuck his shampoo, him and his shampoo. flat out.
Well,
She said the link works. Good. I'm glad to hear. Not the bootleg. LOL. I watched it last weekend. I enjoyed the movie. Thanks for the link. But you don't have to just watch it for sinners. I watch all the shows that I don't have a subscription for. I watch it on there. We stand on business. Yeah, I'm standing on business. Like I didn't like that. Like, and I don't know why he got like that. He was being rude from the beginning, and it's crazy because I was saying right before that, like y'all, we're women and we're telling y'all something that's fishy about this girl, and y'all just whatever y'all standing on, but you're not even hearing us out. Like we can all have our opinions, but y'all not even listening to us. Y'all just like really gaslighting the shit out of us. And it was really like I left because I now and before I left, I meant to tell you, Ali, just give it up, let it go, because they're really not trying to hear what you're saying at all. They're not listening.
yeah.
They're not listening to you to understand. They're listening to you to either have you agree with them or just to reply. Some people just listen to you just
I
to
felt I
argue back.
felt it was just weird. It's like, oh, she's just a 19-year-old girl. And I'm like, yeah, I understand that. And most 19-year-old girls will just go to the police. What 19-year-old girl is gonna go call an attorney? you
Uh,
know? And then
And
they're like,
Tony
well, she's not a
Bugby.
normal 19-year-old girl. She's on OnlyFans. Let's say she was a prostitute on the street. She's not gonna call an attorney, That's
Listen, I
not
feel like you
normal.
got to be smart to get on OnlyFans and get your money that way. You have to come up with like a technique other than other everyone else to get people to subscribe to you. Like, I don't think that's like retard behavior. Like, oh, give her some grace. She's an OnlyFans model. I think you need to be very skilled at marketing and product development, if you will, to be successful on OnlyFans and to pull off
But
what
was
she's
she
pulling off.
successful or was Shannon propping up her life?
Well, on the JVP on Joe Button's podcast, they were saying that she was mid. And they was like, "How you gonna get the girl that costs $5 a month? At
Oh,
least
she
get
only
the girl
charged
that
five
costs
dollars.
$50 a fucking month.
Oh wow.
They'll keep your secrets for you. You
I
know they
think
got something to
I
lose."
think that Shannon was like, because I saw her Instagram and she was always traveling. I think he was just paying for
Oh
her
yeah,
so he could do the little BDSM stuff.
maybe maybe he was like cutting her off. Hold up, yeah, that was ugly as fuck. I can't believe he let that come out of his mouth. It wasn't even that serious, right? I don't know why he. I don't mean to keep bringing this up, Ali, but I don't know why he. And I'm glad the person who told me to watch it told me, because I wasn't going to watch it, but I'm glad the person who did told me to watch it. I'm glad that I did watch it because fuck him and his shampoo, for real. I was going to do a nice review for him. He wasn't paying me, but fuck him, for real. Fuck him. I didn't like that at all. I wasn't the one who raped you. That's probably why you were raped. Excuse me?
Hmm. People show you who they are, so I
I
don't get
should
mad at
block
that. I
his
don't
ass
know
now. I don't
to
even know
get
how to
mad.
do it.
I, I don't know this man at all to get mad. So it's just like, okay,
I I,
next.
I don't like it. I'm gonna see if I can block his ass now. Let me see. I would probably have to go to one of my old videos and find his name. I really didn't like that. Because if you feel like that about you, then I'll just block him when he comes up. Like, because I actually want to say it to his face. Um, that's the type of bitch I am. What did
Yeah.
what Trent did was
No,
disgusting, and it
but
shows
I
how
think what it
men.
is, and I feel like us as women, like, because like you mentioned earlier, like, oh, we're always getting gaslit or whatever. We're always being gaslit that we're the emotional ones. And like me and him, I don't know him, and he didn't. The only thing he knew about me was what I shared, and
Right.
so. being an emotional person, he tried to spray me with my tea. And I'm like, I've had this conversation a million times, so it's not, you're not going to insult me with it. And I feel like it's a lack of EQ with a lot of men have, thinking like, oh yeah, I can say this and she'll get upset. And I'm like, no, you just made yourself look silly in the process,
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I'm okay, if I'm at the point where I could share this with a bunch of strangers, you can't embarrass me with it.
Exactly. Exactly. Corey, were you there? Did you see it? Did you see it? Because if you didn't, I'll tell you what happened. I can't believe he would say that as an entrepreneur, and especially the way people always come at him on the panel, and that's how he decides to snap. It's crazy, and I don't even know why he
And
got like that.
I've never came at him ever.
No,
But the thing is, I think someone mentioned it in the Reggie mentioned in the comments, is like these men don't like women, because there
right.
were other men that have said far worse to him, and he's never snapped on them like that.
And for that to be the first time you shared yeah, like that was so disgusting to me. So we were talking about Shannon Sharp, and the guys were basically like, he did that to her. He raped her, like, for no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And we're like, whoa, wait. Like, there's text messages. Forgot to pull them up. According, I'm trying to like lay out some I'll show you the text message in the beginning, and because Tony Busby is attached to it, they're like, "Oh, you're caping for Shannon." No, I'm actually caping for all black men against Tony Busby, and like the fact that she did not go to the police, or the fact that the day on January 1st she asked for $25,000 per cheek, and not even, this was at 9:04 p.m. I believe, or 4:09 p.m. And then the next day she's saying she doesn't know how to process what happened, and blase. Even though you've been begging for his big black baby batter like for damn near 2 years. And Gabor made a point, we could have had sex 100 times, and on the 101st time, like, I want you to wear a condom. Yes, that's fine. But I find it hard to believe. I don't believe in the technical sense that he raped her. I said that, they were trying to back me up against the wall. I said, if we're going off of the text where she says, you didn't wear a condom and I asked you to, if that's the grape we're talking about, then okay, girl, fine. Take your $10 million. All right. But if you're saying, like, because the TMZ article said that she was abused over a period of time. No, that's what I was going off of. Like a vicious attack, like a grape, like holding me down, like, no, stop. Oh my God. Like, shut up, bitch. Like, take, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of rape. Like, not, you didn't wear a condom thing. Like, so, and they were saying, like, well, when she said that to him, all he said is, can I call you later? And that means that he didn't deny it. No, that means he might have called his lawyer, but we have nothing else left to talk about. So we're like going back and forth about this. It's getting heated. Q keeps chiming in. He keeps saying his little comments or whatever. But Trent wasn't up there. And then Lauren comes, and it kind of calms down a little bit. She says what she says. And then when Trent gets on, he goes like directly for Ali. He's like, I think just because that happened, like, this is my version. It's not verbatim. Like, because that happened to you, you're going off of what else. And the guys were saying, like, I think you girls need to take like your personal feelings out of it. And what happened to you is not necessarily what happened to her. And my thing with that is y'all need to take your personal feelings again about Shannon Sharp out of it. Shannon Sharp is a piece of shit. Shannon Sharp did say he don't fuck with black women. They got horse hair. Shannon Sharp did say he wanted to date his wage. Shannon Sharp is an old dirty bastard. Shannon Sharp may well is all of those things. Shannon Sharp is getting what he deserves. However, on the other hand, this bitch and Tony Busby are on some bullshit. She was recording the conversation. The conversation that was released to me is obviously chopped and screwed. It's edited, it's spliced together just to make all of the make all of the make the make him look the way he looks. Hold on, I'm trying to sign into my stuff. Um, so like y'all twisting and turning things the way you want them to be, and we're not speaking in facts. Like, and you're convicting this man before his time. And I have a big problem with that. It's just the same thing with that happened with Jay-Z. Everybody was like, yeah, Jay-Z, you're next, you're next, you're next. Get him, get him, get him. And everybody was so convinced and so tortured Jay-Z at the stake. Come to find out, Tony Busby didn't even vet this girl. And y'all already convicted this man before his day in court. And the same thing is happening with Shannon. And I'm not saying that the two are the same. I'm just saying at least get a man his day in court, because y'all don't know what happened, and y'all don't even know if that's the instance that she's talking about. And from where I'm from, I can tell it's a motherfucking shakedown. What's my name on X? D Richie B? Or Richie B? Oh, D Richie B. Here we go. So when Trent comes on, he just coming for Ali, because Ali was saying, like, as a woman and a victim, you know, for her not to go to police, that's strange. It's actually a slap in real victims' faces. And they were just like totally kind of like dismissing that shit. And they were like, people were butting in and talking over and trying to argue with her. Like, not, they were literally arguing with her, and she's trying to make this point, and she really couldn't get it off for real. And she's trying to say, like, why we think this is bullshit. And at a certain time, like, I tapped out, and I forgot to tell Ali to tap out, because they're really not trying to hear shit you're talking about. So when Trent gets up, long story short, it gets to a point where he's like, I'm not the one who raped you. Okay, so like you should just like, he was like, because Gabor had told him like kind of like, yo, chill. And he was like, no, she's getting smart with me, but I don't remember her getting smart with you. I could be not remembering some shit, but
Now
I
I
don't
said,
remember her.
I told him I'm not going to go back and forth with you. Go ahead. And then he was
Yeah.
like, no, no, I'm gonna. I'm like, why are you still talking? Like, say what you got to say. Go ahead. No, I'm gonna keep on going. I'm like, okay, keep on
And
going.
then it gets
I
to the
didn't
point
rape
where
you, and I'm like, well, of course you did, and you're gay. Like, what do you mean? You know?
but he was trying to be smart, and even that was like, whoa. He basically like, I can respect it more if people that said I didn't hurt you. I'm not the one who hurt you. But for him to say I didn't rape you, don't say that to a victim. Don't say that to a woman, period. And then he says, well, now I see why you got raped, or something like that.
Oh, I didn't even hear that
That
part. He was just yelling at, and I was just like, okay, are
he
you
said
done?
that's probably why you got raped, because I guess because of the way you're acting now. Like he said, that's probably why you just deserve to be. I don't know if he said deserve, but he did say that's probably why you got raped. And he said it at least 3 times. And Gabor just ended the live. And he thought that shit was cute. And I don't think it's fucking cute at all. You did a good job at staying calm, Ali. I'm lost.
No,
I don't know what y'all
I
talking
guess
about.
because when he said, "Oh, I'm didn't," I'm like, "Okay, girl," you know, like I'm not gonna go back and forth with you.
Calling himself a businessman and saying something so disgusting. The same guy that lied about his birthday and being black. Wait. Right.
But
Calling
he's not
himself a
black.
businessman. He's Puerto Rican and saying
Oh,
something so disgusting, but this is the same guy that lied about his birthday and being black. Yeah, because he's first said he's black, but he's Puerto Rican, right?
oh, I don't know
Yeah.
what he
They
is.
never attack the men the way they attack the women. Yeah, the girlies parties are obviously screwed up. Doesn't mean he's innocent or not, but she's focused on money and not having him arrested.
No, again, I find it strange that like if she's brave enough to get an attorney to go and like sue this man publicly, she's brave enough to go to the police and have them arrest the man who raped her in January. This is not no 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or even last year. This is 4 months ago.
She says, exactly, Kyla. That's all we're saying. Of course, the bitch was scheming, but it doesn't mean that he didn't do something wrong. That's all I'm saying. Not necessarily, Naomi. If this girl is coming out before you're about to sign a big deal and say, I'm going to play, I don't know if I could just attack a strike for it, but I'm going to play part it's a little bit too long, but I might play it. The Joe Button pot, where they say people who have money, when these things come up, you have someone who's getting ready to ruin $100 million deal. $10 million, 10% of that to get her to go away and keep quiet and not fuck up your whole life is worth it. Now, if you're saying like he definitely did something, like I'm saying, like when I say he bought that or he needs to pay that, because you're doing BDSM and S&M with a 19-year-old, so you need to pay that girl something. But I don't believe that she was great. Ali, you there? You good? Yeah, she's good. Honestly, I
Yeah.
don't think he's innocent, but I also believe her priority was to sue. Yes, Callie. Okay, she's still up there. I don't remember her getting smart either. He just blew up. Right. I don't remember her. She was really like, she was just defending her case even before he got there. She was being passionate only because they wouldn't let her talk. That's why I left. I left because I felt myself turning.
Because the line kept on moving. It's like the girl's like young, then she's like, no, she's not your regular. Like, which is it? Like, she's either an innocent 19-year-old who doesn't know anything, or she's this 19-year-old who's on OnlyFans that's a little bit more street savvy. It can't be both.
Regine says now Ali was talking over him. She already made her point and wasn't letting him finish what he was saying, but Trent completely flipped. Okay, that even if that was the case, I didn't rape you, and that's why you got raped. That's probably why you got raped. That's not the answer. Now,
Yeah, everybody talking about him with different races of men and being a whore and stuff, but me saying I don't believe this woman is the line for him. Again, a lot of men have smoke for
and
women,
I
but
find
none
it
for the
really.
men who basically degrade you on a regular on this app. Or like I've sat in lives with them disrespecting you openly to your face.
She said, Slim says he lost it when you called him girl. I did kind of notice that too.
And is
Well,
that an insult?
I don't know.
Is it better than me saying, I don't know if you were on the lives of being them talking about him being a whore and all that stuff. So girl is that line. Okay.
Either way, saying that's why you were raped. That's probably why you were raped. Um, no.
No, I honestly feel he's one of those guys that don't like a woman pushing back on him. I don't know if he expected me to curse him out. That probably would have been more satisfactory for him. But for me, yes, I was being condescending on purpose, but it doesn't warrant you saying what you said.
No, it
Uh-uh.
did not. It did not. I don't care what she said to him. It wasn't. You know how y'all keep saying, oh, what Kenya didn't equal what Brittany did? Same thing here. And saying, okay, girl, that he could have said, okay, bitch, whatever.
No, but there,
All that rape stuff.
Richie, there's been worse said to him on, on these lives, far worse than me saying, "Okay, girl."
Naomi said, yo, he went too far.
Like if
It
that
was
happens, like I
good.
called his mama a whore or something. I didn't do any
Yeah.
of that stuff. I just said, "Okay, girl." All right.
I'm team you. I don't give a fuck what you said. Okay. And if we were to say some shit, I'm gonna just leave it there. They wouldn't be able to. I'm shut up. Cause I'm shut up. Trent came in to address Ali. She then answered. Then it got even more hot. He's not black. No, he is not black. He is Puerto Rican. Gabor did it right just to end the live. Because he was talking over Gabor. Because Trent would have kept going. He told me he was half and half. He said something about Ali thinking that she can overpower men, and that's why she was
Overpower
overpowered.
men.
Oh
That
wow,
sounds like somebody's insecure. Like, what are you
that's
talking about?
overpower men because she's trying to make a point. She's been trying to.
I think we were all trying to make that same point over and over again, and we were
Yes,
all being dismissed in the process. Like, the story doesn't smell right, you know?
right.
Even if they're like, "Oh, she didn't wear a condom, it's rape." Okay, that's fine. That can be rape. Doesn't mean he raped her, one. And two, her evidence is kind of sus as well. You're trying to tell me that it's normal for you to talk on the phone with someone and there's a 60-second gap, and then you're telling me they're arguing, but then I hear them, they're all speaking in level tones. That's not an argument. You don't even hear anger in any
Either one of
party's
them. She's
voice.
talking really low. Okay, Shannon, are you coming to LA today?
She sound
I,
high.
yes, they were not arguing. And y'all taking her word as Bible. Like what she said is what happened. Like, come on.
Yeah. It was just strange that they were so upset about, like, for us to even question that. Like, we all know Shannon Sharp is he ain't the best person. I honestly feel like he's a walking minstrel show. And when he started doing the sports talk, that's when he became extra black. But again, I have common sense, and this doesn't smell right. Is that the same people that were saying, "Oh yeah, Jay-Z did that. Jay-Z is next," are now have egg on their face because they didn't look at the evidence in front of them?
Yes, Regine, but the girl is what triggered him, what he already had loaded in the chamber. Yeah, he came on the thing coming at Ali. I wish I could play it, but it's on Patreon and I can't because that's paid content. I get that, but you offer 250K, maybe 500K if you're innocent. You're not offering 10 million to make it just go away. I guess we just
No one
gonna have
was
to.
was saying you were upset. We're not. No one's referring to you. And we were talking about, like, the phone call with Shannon and the girl. They weren't up.
Yeah.
They didn't sound upset.
When you have that amount of money, their liability insurance will tell them to pay them off than to make it go away. That is what MJ did with the first allegations, and it ruined his life's reputation. Yeah, we have a lot of poor people chiming in on rich people problems. It's really hard for me to believe that a 50-something-year-old man who would have these interactions with someone her age would stop when she said so every single time. To go to that level of rage is crazy because someone is talking over you. Exactly. Right. But they're taking, right. But they take being whores as compliments. I don't even hear her say girl, so I guess that's why he blew up. The gun was already loaded, like with him. That was disgusting. I couldn't believe he said that to Ali. It was very aggressive. It was disgusting, like you said. That's what I was thinking. Sometimes I'd be like, damn, Trent, are you okay? When they be coming for him. But when they
Yeah, but
call him all kinds of whores, he don't have half a tenth of that energy for them.
nope,
Good
not
boy
at
should have
all.
made him apologize for getting back on the panel. People say so much worse to him on that panel. He never reacts like that. That was really weird. That's true, Ali. Honestly, we didn't even know what she got. Even know that, yeah, because everybody was talking, right? He could have reasonable response to that. He came on tweaking. Maybe he was tweaking. Leave it on the playground. We better not say that. We be blocked and cussed the fuck out. Hello? I don't understand why he was so upset and where all of that was coming from. That was dirty. I can't believe that turned into that. He's very specific in his words. Yes. And if that's your thought process, for you to even think some shit like that, I don't want to have anything to do with you or your fucking shampoo. It almost sounds like they're two different tapes edited together because of one part they're talking in different tones. And there's
Thank
different
you.
stuff
That's
going
what we
on in
were
the
trying to say the
background.
whole time. Like it's like
That's
it's
what she was
loud.
talking about the whole time, and they were just like not trying to hear that shit.
Like it's loud, then it's quiet. I'm like, is he like dancing, like going in between outdoors and indoors at the same time? Like it was weird.
This thing with Shannon, and this is why he should have Clear Woman leave Clear Woman on. He must have told her it was over and she wanted to keep the money going. That's what I'm saying, Corey, because I just found out that he was paying for her place and all kinds of shit. So maybe he threatened to take that away from her. Cause she said in the call he was manipulating. She was like, "Stop! I feel like you're manipulating me." He was like, "Say it again. I'm gonna choke the shit out of you." Big black man chokes little white woman in public or some shit.
But he need to leave all women alone. What
Yeah.
black woman would want him? So he could do all of that to her. Like, nah.
Who was upset
Let
that
him
she
deal with
could
those
respect
women. He's a
anyone?
weirdo.
The board needs to ban him or something because we support the gays. For him to speak to Ali like that was unacceptable. Shannon is a walking minstrel. I agree with whoever said that.
I said that he is because
I'm
I don't
so
know
mad.
because I watch football, and when he's on CBS and like the terrestrial TV channels, he's like a Carlton. But then
Cute.
he gets on these on YouTube and the sports network. He has a black and mild and a do rag. Like where did this Shannon come from? He's never behaved like this before.
All right, so I pulled up some of the. Let me turn this. Hold on. All right. Oh, I can stream your So I found some text messages, and I want you to pay attention to the date on two of them. Well, we can read all of them. It's not that many. StreamYard's acting up. Hold on, it's gonna be like 1 minute. I don't know if I keep saying this. I have to. I don't know how to check. Like, is StreamYard taking up a lot of memory, or like the processing memory on the computer? Because there's no way it should be crashing like this. All right, so let me share the screen. Okay, share. All right, is it sharing? No, it is not. Let me change the format. Mm, do that. Okay. Good evening, Q. It takes a lot of memory to run StreamYard. I see. And this John got like terabytes. Be careful on the audio in the background. I don't know if that can get you or not. I know that's why I turned it off. I don't know what she's watching. She keep trying to get me to watch all this weird shit. All right, let's see. All right, so this is one of them, but this isn't because there's two pages of them together. So let's see what this one is giving. This is one that's cut off. So wait, I actually have some saved. How do I go to my profile? Where are my likes? All right. What you talking about? That's my girl. You know, Tyler gave me a copyright strike.
Ooh, Tyler the singer?
Yes, her non-singing.
Why?
I had pulled up when she did that Britney Spears thing. I was showing that of all the stuff that I play. This is really far down my likes, my Shannon Sharp stuff. So I like a lot of bullshit. I'm gonna stop liking stuff. Oh, this was funny. Did y'all see this?
Yeah, I saw that.
But it shows you how slow she's fucking talking. All right, so I'm gonna save that one because I'm gonna go through these first. All right, these two. All right, so I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're fucking me. This was October 7th, 23. I know you missed this big juicy ass 25K for each cheek. 1/1/25. Pay attention to that. 9:50 p.m. The lawsuit, blah 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 blah. The next one. I only if you put that big baby gravy in me. So he probably said like, I want you to lick me from Rooter to the tutors, and she says only if you put that baby gravy in me. Then I can do whatever I want to me. I guess she means then you can do whatever you want to me. That was November 23rd, 23. So this is no condom action. I want to put my tongue in your asshole, then marry you. Okay, girl. This was January 12th, 2024.
Wait, who said that? Him or her?
Her. This is all from her.
Oh, okay.
That's my daddy. Fuck. I want you to put a back blade baby in me. August 6th, 2024. You better crave it because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. August 11th, 24. This is when he should have left her alone. The stuck for life shit. This is why I said he deserved. That's what the fuck he gets. He's stupid. He's not even dumb enough to know that he's being lined the fuck up. He's being set up. This is I want child support money. Uh, Oh, an external thing maybe so a faster processor. Well, my MacBook should be coming soon. That big black baby is demonic. Yes, it is. So you have that. So remember 1/1 at 9 p.m. So then you have these. So let me zoom in. So on 1/2 at 4:16 p.m. the next day, but I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my ass, and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is no means no, Shannon. And to me, the no means no, Shannon part is the part that raises alarms with me because it's like I'm putting this in. I'm documenting that telling you no means no for when I take your ass to the cleaners. Hold on. I messed up. No. I want to be. Wait. I don't know how to process this. So that was at 4:16, and this is 4:16. I don't know how to process this. He says, "Can I call you back 10 minutes later? Can I call you later 10 minutes later?" And I believe that was their last correspondence. but there's more. Hold on. So he also released, this was June 14th. I want to be abused today. I want some hardcore BDSM 13124. So to me, when people say, why would he release this? To me, it's showing the nature of their relationship. I want you to tie me up and abuse me, daddy. Tie me up like this. And there's a picture. I don't know if you can see it. It looks like one of those things. What did I say I think was tied up like that? Maybe Cassie. It was kind of a joke. But like those kind of sex parties where they do shit like this, where the girls are getting like whipped by the mistress, the head mistress girl. But she's probably got her titties all tied up and the hands behind her back, and they're doing all that kind of shit. So this is why you would pay somebody $10 million so they don't go public with this. Let's see. I don't want to hear his apology. Let me see if I can find the tape. So the one that gave me pause was on the first you were asking for 50,000, and on the second you were great. So maybe she didn't get her money. Maybe the 25 per cheek. Maybe that was like, all right, bitch, you're not gonna keep running my pockets. We don't know what happened, and I'm not going to speculate as to what happened. What really happened? Shannon Sharp. I guess leak. Oh, that's the sex tape. I don't see that. Let me see the latest. Let me look for the recording. Mr. Shannon Sharp, she set you up real good. She said she was raped twice. You don't get a second chance to rape me. Why is she recording their calls? You know Shannon Sharp is old as fuck and shouldn't be messing with the younger, because listening to the way the girl was talking, you could tell she was recording and trying to get him to say certain things. She was repeating certain words and specific phrases. Gramps was too freaked out to notice.
You know, a friend of mine years ago, she was dating this guy who was an FBI agent, and they
Ooh.
got into an argument. And she goes, oh, this is a white girl. She goes, I don't understand why you're so mad at me. It's not like you raped me or whatever. Fast
Mm-hmm.
forward, that man, she called him the next day. He basically blocked her and never talked to her again. And she was like, why would he do that? And I'm like, because a lot of men don't play with that stuff, that type of
Yeah,
language. Once you start
duh.
talking about assault and all of that, this man got a whole career. And he's like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool on you. And I talked to him about it. And he was like, yeah, I'm not trying to lose everything off of no girl.
That would be like the proper response. Let's see what
But
did they
Shannon, as soon as she started saying, "Oh, I'm uncomfortable," like like a normal person, especially a man with something to lose, would be like, "Okay, this is not going like in the right direction." But he was just thinking with his other head, I guess, and didn't care.
I don't see the recording anymore. Let me see media. Because I'm the type, I'll listen to it 100 times and it can tell you when it's clipped, exactly where it's clipped. Oh, there's no media.
In that cartoon video, did they not play the whole thing, or it was just part of it?
I think we might have to listen to the cartoon video. Let me see. Is this it?
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Listen to the background.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Hold on. Okay, that wasn't. That was edited. Listen, you can hear it.
Well, okay.
You hear how it stops?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
This all of these pauses, and then you can hear background and some of her words, and then you can't, and it's like being like the pauses. They're not pauses. It's when I don't know if you ever edited anything together, like iMovie or whatever it's called. It almost sounds like that. You can hear the background in some of her words, and some of them you can't. But when he's talking, you can hear the whole background. I'm gonna start it
Mm-hmm.
over.
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Do you hear
See,
how
this
when
part
he's
doesn't make
talking,
sense.
when he's talking, there is background noise the whole time he's talking. When she's talking, it'll be like, well, just background noise. Okay, no background noise. Then she says something else, then there's a little bit of background noise. These pauses aren't natural. This is audio that was sliced together. I don't know who released this, but this is not a real recording.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
what
what
were you about
sounds
to say,
weird
Ali?
is when she says you're coming to LA tomorrow. So it basically sounds like she's in LA, and he goes, "Yeah." And then she mentioned something about going out or whatever, and it's like, how did it go from "Are you going to be in LA?" and he said, "Yeah." I feel like there's something missing for her to ask the next question that she asked.
Yes. And if you just said, I don't feel like I don't want you to choke me, then you did not have to see this man when he came to LA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ghost him. You say, I don't think we should meet up. I don't want to be choked.
Yeah, play it again. I would just want to make sure if I'm hearing what she said right.
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
No noise.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
And she goes, "Oh, I don't know why you want to go out." So at some point, he must have told her, "I'm going out when I get there."
And what not to worry about? Don't worry about what?
Yeah. Like there's something missing in the
Well,
conversation.
okay.
Now you see when she said
Okay,
well,
what?
when she said well, there's background noise, and when she said okay, there's not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
might
where's
choke
she
you in
going
public.
to?
What she say?
Where's she going? Because he didn't invite her anywhere. He said he going out.
Right.
So I feel like there's parts of the conversation that are missing.
Yeah, it sounds like two recordings together, but one where she says manipulate the tone is different. So let's hear.
Yes, we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public.
These are different conversations because for you, I guess we're going. I might choke you in public. They were saying something else before he said I might choke you in public. They were talking about choking.
Mm-hmm.
Big black guy choke.
So I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy choke small white woman.
Yeah, this is
It's
giving
not a good look,
two different
Shannon.
conversations.
Not a good look that you do with the shit you did to me.
And I feel like she sounds slow because they slowed down the speed of her conversation
Mm-hmm.
because it sounds like she's like, I don't know. And then I guess to make the pauses not be as big as they are. So they slowed her down and then brought him in because it just sounds weird.
It sounds fake. It sounds like she's either responding to something she recorded already or clip it. It sounds like she's filling in blanks. It sounds like someone was like, okay, right here he says this, you say that. But
Mm-hmm.
they can't duplicate the background noise. Stupid. You could just take her outside and do it.
Okay, well,
Yeah. I don't know who released this audio. Let me like it so I can save it. I don't know who released this audio. Oh, no, there wasn't another audio.
Because I know Callie mentioned something where he said that she was manipulating.
Oh
She
yeah,
she mentioned that.
he said I'm gonna choke the shit out of you. Let me see if I can find it. Is this it? Let's see.
anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you.
Now the cadence in her voice, the tone,
What is it?
See, it's
what does that
faster. It was
even
sped
mean?
up.
it's much faster.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
That I don't
See
want
that
to be
that
choked.
that
We'll
part
put
don't
it
fit
later.
in.
Right.
Do. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and
Yeah, this shit was spliced together. I'm mad at TM. Is this team? Was this on TMZ? I'm surprised they played that. So let's see if they have any of the Shannon Sharp talking shit about people. He's with Ocho. I don't know if I'll be able to. Is this the one with him, Monique?
Give me your top 5 female rappers currently.
To the rap game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Female.
Currently, females. Currently, Glow Wallen right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Glow. Artists or just rappers? Rappers.
Yeah.
Glorilla. Nicki Minaj. I should have started off with Nicki. Nicki Minaj.
Nicki. Glow.
Glorilla. What else do I like?
Tina Snow.
Hold on. Wait.
That's who he like.
Wait, hold on now. See, why you didn't do artists? Is Doechii count as rapping or no?
Sure, we go through Doja.
I do Doechii.
3, you got 2 more spots.
What's her name? Oh my god. Lotto's good too.
Okay. Big Mama. Meg, Ice Spice, Sexy Red. You had Sexy Red?
I'll put Sexy Red in there. She be turned. And me knowing her personally, she's a down-to-earth person.
Okay.
Yeah. I bump the guys, bro. I don't even bump.
Okay, well, go give me your top.
Nicki type.
I thought he was going to say that disgusting thing he said about Megan Thee Stallion. What was this?
I'm looking for a mattress sponsor now.
Man, I cannot unsee Miss Netta in him anymore. He look just like her.
I'll have to look for the other clips later with him. That's Monique telling him, warning his dumb ass. Oh wow, there's so much porn on what's this one?
Slide. What's KD gonna let slide?
I ain't let shit slide.
Not even one time. You can't make one
you let a
mistake.
nigga.
Oh, here was the thing I was talking about. Oops, Shannon Sharp alleged sexual assault by his girlfriend and resurfaced 20, where Shannon allegedly threatened to destroy her if she ever came forward. Woman had a restraining order and turned to dropped it out of fear. But there was the real story to this came out. Let me say. Wait, this audio? No audio. I think that's the Michelle girl. Let me see if there's the story. Let me see if let's see what this is.
Okay.
I want
We're
details.
having
Details.
sex. Everything. I was having sex with
Yes,
this
sir.
young lady.
Yes,
Hold
sir.
on. Paint the whole picture now. Don't cheat me.
Yeah, don't cheat me either.
Okay.
I want
We're
details.
having sex.
Details.
We're having
Physician.
sex.
Physician.
Yeah.
You know I'm the back
Hey.
Oh Lord Jesus. She ain't do it, but she don't know she
Let's
did.
go, bro.
No, she did.
That is not.
Huh?
Oh, I swear. And what I'm about to say is 1,000%
Talk to
true.
me, baby.
So she passed
Yes, sir.
gas. She said, excuse me. I said, that's not. Do it. Yes, she passed gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then she looked back and said, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
How she do it? Time. She said, excuse me. I said,
you
that's
right.
all
I'm
right, baby. I
gonna take
generally
mine
make them
off, too. How
shit.
she do it?
Hey, she said, excuse me. I said, that's all right, baby. I generally make them shit.
Ooh.
It kept going. I'm with it. I'm hell with it, time. I'm hell with it, time.
Hey, come on,
Both of
baby.
y'all nasty, man.
Hey, talk.
Both of y'all
Hey.
nasty, dog.
Hey,
I swear. I swear.
No, I know you ain't laughing.
Fist bump.
No, don't do that. Don't
Fist
do.
bump.
That show is really like not aging well for him.
Not at all. It just make him look like a dirty old man.
All right, here we go. Michelle Bundy Evans was convicted of second-degree murder in 2015. Oh, she really did kill him in the 2015 death for her husband David Evans in Bolingbrook. Case based on the case of 2015, Michelle Bundy, 43, fatally stabbed her husband during a domestic altercation at their home, according to reports. Blah, 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 blah. Michelle Evans was arrested and charged with connection. The case drew attention. Evans, this does not mention Shannon. Is it true that Shannon? I read that where she went crazy over Shannon to the point where she wanted to kill her husband. And I didn't know she actually killed him. Shannon Sharp's attorney had released a statement to the BSO about him. His second accuser, Michelle Evans, claims Evan is trying to exploit him. Yeah, because on Tasha K, she said that Shannon raped her too. Exploit him on his probation for trying to murder her husband.
Wait, Tasha K interviewed this woman?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's her. She went crazy when Shannon tried to end it with her. And I thought it was an attempt to kill her husband, but she actually did it. And she's out. And he was back effing her again. So I think there's more to this thing with Gabby and Michelle together. Because Michelle's kind of low. Well, not kind of. She's loco.
The fact that a woman went on Tasha K show is just amazing to me.
Do you think she?
I've never seen Tasha K interview white people.
I was about to ask you, does she look white or does she look a little Latina?
Honestly, this lady look white. She look white. She look Irish to me. I don't know.
Well, everyone
I know
join.
Tasha K had some guy saying that he slept with Britt's husband last week.
Yes, I saw that too. I don't like when they come out and do that after the fact. So what's this? I guess not. I guess I can't pull it up. But
I wonder who's that woman that he crashed out over. It was a white lady, of course, because she left him.
all right, let's try to find it. Shannon Sharp. I'm gonna put crashes out over woman.
I'm trying to find because I remember that because people used to make fun of him because of that.
It says Shannon Sharp settled. Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp settled physical incident with female production assistant. This alleged incident, which has not been previously reported, took place while Sharp was a co-host of FS1's Undisputed. ESPN contributor Sharp announced Thursday he is stepping away. Da, 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 da. Before Sharp's turn, he was the co-host of Undisputed. He was accused of choking a female production assistant in workplaces. Two sources with knowledge of the incident tell the front office sports. I can't go down any further. That's because it
So,
has 1,000
so he
ads.
did choke somebody out.
Apparently. Let me look. Let me just Google it instead of going through this site. Because it's, I guess it has a lot of ads. It's stuck now. Can I just close it? Let's close the damn thing. Oh my God. Close. Close.
They said in 2010, Sharp briefly stepped away from his role on CBS's NFL Today studio show after he was accused of sexual assault. He returned to the network after a restraining order was dismissed.
It was dismissed.
Yeah, in 2010. That was white Shannon Sharp this was before he started smoking black and miles and do rags. As I always
He
say, he's
got
a
on
walking minstrel show.
with Ocho talking about all his sexual exploits.
Hmm.
Stupid ass. Patrick Schwarzenegger. I don't know. Anything else we want to talk about? This
Nah.
obsession for these white men is sick at this point. I'm telling you, these white women must have called him ugly or something when he was younger. They're both from
Wait, did he say it was
Alabama.
the black girls calling him ugly? Or was it either him or because I think it was Dr. Umar was on their pod, him and Ocho Cinco. And then Dr. Umar was like, "You telling me the black girls said you was ugly, and then the white girls found you attractive? Really?" And it's like, if the black girls think you're ugly, the white girls definitely think you're ugly too.
Yeah. And you big and you broke. You ain't getting no money until y'all said he. Let me see. My computer is stuck. I'm just gonna go grill this chicken. I don't have to get off. I don't know if y'all want to. I won't be near my computer, but I just want to grill this chicken. I could take this in the kitchen. We don't
Yeah,
have
I'm
to
about
get
to go
off.
to bed anyway. It's almost 2 o'clock. It's that devil hour.
Yes. Well, I'll stay on as long as y'all want me to. What
All
is
right.
this with this
Good night,
computer? All
everyone.
right, Ali. Sleep well.
You
We
too.
got your back, girl.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
everyone. Good night.
Good night. What y'all want to talk about? I don't know what this computer is doing. So I'm gonna grill me some chicken. I'm hungry. Um, let's see what else. Clean this mess up little by little. It's a little cold in here. Oh yeah, okay. Well, I guess we got. Well, you know what? I'm gonna get off so I can get up tomorrow because I do want to come on during the day. If there is anything y'all want to talk about real quick before we go, if y'all want me to stay on, let me know. It's up to you. Let's see. I want to restart this. Restart. I guess we're saying goodnight. Saying bye bye. All right, y'all. Well, good night. I'll try to come on tomorrow before Atlanta or whatever during the day, going to Sprouts Run. So I guess I'll see you in the morning. It is late. All right. See y'all.